All right, guys, we're here live. We're on YouTube. Eric's digging through his crankbaits. Appreciate him joining in. Hopefully, we'll see in just a second if the audio's working right.
Sounds good on my end, man.
It sounds good here.
Because normally I can hear the echo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna pop the chat out. Hopefully, I didn't mute you. That may be a reason. Cause I hit that one thing. I hit the one time where we took out the echo.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Where's your live on your YouTube channel, man? I don't see it.
I'm looking for it. Please don't tell me I set that thing to private. Oh, now it's popped up now. It's popped up now.
I can't. All right, let's see.
Got one person watching, which means I'm watching myself.
I see the YouTube notification. There it is. Baitman Saturday Night Live, Deep Cranking. But I can't find it. Oh, I see it. There we go. I hear it's echoing.
Yeah. We'll get this figured out. Just
all right.
Got one person watching, which means I'm watching myself. Is it echoing now?
Hello. Anybody hear that?
Major echo. Okay.
Gotcha.
Hold on. Got to fix this before I pop the chat out.
I see the YouTube notification. There it is. Baitman Saturday Night Live, Deep Cranking. But I can't find it. Oh, I see.
All right. Let's see here.
How's that? We'll test it out.
I think it has something to do with my settings. Hold on just a second. Settings. Oh, shit. All right. Talk for a minute, Eric.
What's up, Rich Shackelford? What's going on? Still echoing? I just disappeared from the screen. Oh, there I am. I'm back.
All right. See if that's better.
Hello, everybody. Baitman Jr., what's going on? Still echo.
Golly.
Well, I'm behind. I'm like 30 seconds behind, so let's see. I gotta wait for it to catch up.
This is just frustrating every time. Every time. Still echoing. I can't even type. Good now? Kyle Norris, we're good now? All right.
Better.
All right.
There we go.
It's fucking...
Got the good now, better. Eric seems okay. Say, Crest, what's up? Sounds like a tube. Still echo from Clay.
All right.
Eric is good, not bad from Northeast. Epic Eric. Epic echo is gone. John Welch, you get the comment of the night.
Man, I hope it's gone. Slight echo, not bad. Sounds like talking through a pipe. God. You know, this is like every. There's got to be a way. System sound stream only. Let's see.
It's like we're in a tunnel.
It's weird if I mute my desktop, it goes away. That's crazy. Huh. All right. I'm gonna try one thing, and then we're gonna try to get on with it one way or the other.
All right.
I don't have a phone and mic.
No, neither do I. I've muted mine. I keep my settings the same for every stream, no matter who I'm streaming with, and then Baxter always fixes it.
I know. Microphone. Okay.
Michael Minin. It's actually not bad, Carl said. Let it rip.
All right.
Getting better. Maybe we just gotta let it percolate.
I don't know.
All right.
It says
heat up.
I don't know why. Like when I pull Eric, what I do, guys, I pull Eric in via Skype, and I don't know if it's like replicating or something like that. So, but yeah. So here's the deal, guys. First off, a lot of guys have been asking about these swim baits. So the Babe swim bait, the XPS swimmer right here. This is the color, purple haze. They're live. They just went live on their website, 3ffishing.com. They've got tons and tons of baits. Okay. I see. All my kids are out here. I've lost Eric.
I'm here.
Oh, you're here. All right. So I'm going to type that in the chat, 3ffishing.com. The Babe swim bait is available. I've got the kids are killing me right now.
I know.
Neely, stop moving that chair. Woo! But yeah, second of all, here's what we're going to do tonight. If we get 1,200 live viewers at some point tonight, it might take us an hour or two because usually this thing picks up steam as the night goes on. My wife is going to basically scalp me. She's going to take it all off.
Dang.
Baitman's echo is killing me. I don't know.
Daddy!
What, Neely? Okay, you'll be all right. Don't fall off that chair. All right. I wonder if I'm getting some kind of echo through my other webcam. See if that makes it better, guys. See if that makes it better. Where I'm just getting the feed from there. All right, so echo is bad on Kev's end. All right, I'll work on it. Neely, would you quit moving the chair, please? Thank you. You ought to try to do this with 2 kids. I don't know why I'm echoing. I usually never echo.
You know what? Now, that's the first time I've seen you with the black headphones on. Not that that matters, but normally you have them white ones on.
Yeah, those white ones have a charge in it. Hold on.
Got it.
All right. I forgot these are my son's Xbox because I had to flip it to the mute thing. Let's see if that works.
I'm thinking that might be it. Let's see.
If not, I'll pull the other ones out, but I got to connect them up.
Yeah, my headset's Nate. Good question. Mine don't have a mic, but Baitman's does, so maybe that'll work. Let's see. Same. Kyle Norris says same.
All right. All right. How about that? I can't hear Eric talking now.
No, I'm talking. I'll talk. Can you hear me now? Hello. I'm talking, Baitman.
Yeah, I can hear you, but
Okay, Dad. I'll allow you
Neely. Brooks, take me.
Man.
I've got all kinds of things going. Hold on just a second, Eric.
That's okay, man.
You talk and tell people stuff.
I wish I was at the Harris chain this week. So Apocalypse said the bite was on fire down at the Harris chain. So Apocalypse, how's the grass down there at the Harris chain this year, man? Is there any good milfoil or is it all hydrilla?
That is true. That's true. Can you hear me talking now, Eric? Is that echo gone? Lost Eric. God.
I'm muted.
All right. Now, can you guys hear Eric? Can you hear me?
Hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Let's see. I don't know why. Microphone, mono mix. Copy left, right, whatever. System sound. What about Baitman? Good echo. All good. All good.
Hello, guys. Hello,
Eric
guys.
is good. Baitman is good.
Baitman
St.
is
Chris.
good.
So here's what's confusing sometimes.
Now I got an echo now.
All right. So here's what's confusing sometimes, Eric, is like one guy say you're echoing, the next guy say me echoing. And I really don't know that because I'm not really watching the streams sound.
Right.
I'm just going through whatnot. So
Shadow Bastion says all good, all good, all good. Y'all are good.
whatever I did work, dude. I'll do the same thing every week. But yeah, so
Just you got to push the right buttons. We're not sure what the last button you push, but he's pushing a lot of buttons. I can hear him.
Right. Got one thing to fix here. I work on my buddy's website.
No audio on Eric. What? Oh, maybe that white whale's behind. Good. We're getting good. We're getting all goods now. We're good. Yeah, I think we're good, man.
All right. My buddies over at the 3ffishing.com, they said that they fixed their website. It's good to go. So if you guys need any swim baits, it's been about 6 months. Go grab some of these. So anyway, all right, I've got to get my kids situated here. So me and Bait Jr., while I'm working on stuff, we went on a little field trip yesterday, Eric. And before we talk deep cranking,
let's talk super shallow cranking.
Yeah, so I found some of these OGs, and I probably wouldn't have bought them if Eric didn't talk about them so much. And that is the Baby One Minus. I don't even know if I should take this out of.
OG.
Yeah, this color is. It says One Piece Alabama Shad OG or CG.
Oh man!
So I'm going to see. Does that mean chartreuse glitter?
Yeah, I think so. See, because when you hold it up, I gotta look. Yeah, that's the big one, right?
Yeah, this is not the big one. It's the quarter ounce.
Oh, is it the mid or baby?
Baby One Minus.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. That's the. Yeah.
Now,
they got 3 sizes. They got the baby, which is the smallest. They got the mid, and then they got the giant. And this is the giant. So that's the giant.
Yes.
That dog is big. And there's a great video out there how to modify this bait. You got to drill it out, take out some BBs, and when you do and you modify it, was it Charlie Campbell? I talked to my buddy Steve Chaconis because he was the writer on the article. But man, you get like this super wide, like it will wear you out fishing it. But apparently, when you do it, it gets uncorked on.
Right.
I've never done the mod, but I want to try it. Listen to this bait, man.
It's so loud. Listen.
It's crazy, man.
Hold on. Listen. I want y'all out of here. You're fixing to break rods and stuff. I'll let you know when you come back in. Understand? Okay. These kids about to test my patience tonight. There may be some spankings being handed out instead of my hair being cut.
You're doing good so far. You got the patience of a saint right now.
What's up? Hold on.
Sean Live, what's going on?
I love my kids, and I hate getting upset with them. But Chuck, do I have a discount code of 3F Fishing? I don't. I could probably see if we could scrounge one up, and if I can, I'll put it into the description of the video after the show. But if y'all are on there, I'd advise getting them because they sell out like in a day. But
did they do like the harness ones, or which one did you?
All of them are harness. So I talked to Kyle that makes them.
Yeah.
The non-harness ones are actually harder to make. It's a 2-piece mold.
Sure.
And a lot of times that harness gets in there and it kind of the plastic gets around them and it sets right. And sometimes the non-harness, they peel. And he doesn't want to. Yeah. A lot of people, they're great baits, but they do peel, and you got to get some mended. I mean, I throw them, and sometimes it could be a one fish deal if it's little 15 inchers.
Mm.
You know how the small ones always tear your Cincos and the big ones?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's because their mouths are so big, you know.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, so I showed Eric this, guys. I got some more. Now I'm hooked on a wire. That's great. Got some more P70s today. And we're going to get a bunch to TK over at Tacklecraft. We're going to get some Baitman P70s.
Man, that's going to be hot, dude.
If we get the right color.
Oh, yeah.
The babes are for sale, not on sale. Oh, son. Yeah, they're for sale. Yeah. You know, it takes a while. But so I got a bunch of cool stuff. I remember you talking about the Surge Shad. We've done a stream.
Yep.
And so I grabbed one. And it's kind of got that bone. It's bone-ish. It's called Kentucky Blue.
Bone,
It's got a little blue back. I don't think it really, the back makes a difference, but I wanted to grab these. I've got to step my wake bait game up.
Yeah, that could be a whole episode, man, on the wake. I mean, right? But there's some boys down in the Carolinas cashing checks on those things at the right time.
Got me a War Eagle buzz bait today. I went on a tackle buying spree, man. I got
you did, man.
War Eagle, plum Berkeley worms. I don't even have to show that. I mean, that's just. But so we went to this place, and I've shown Eric this. I wish I hadn't. Baitman Jr. would have behaved. He'll be back. So this is a special Spro Frog. My buddy Kyle gave Baitman Jr. Look at this. It's almost June bug. It's almost a plum purple with green flake Spro Frog. And he lives up north. He lives like near Chicago, and he said there's a window when these fish are really feeding on bluegill and stuff. They like won't eat a red frog. He said, but we have learned that these pinkish purple frog, they eat it. He says it's just something about it. And he said, so I had these custom painted, and he gave one to Bait Jr. Who else has got a purple green flake frog? So
nobody.
All right, I got to share this over on Facebook. I forgot to do that. We'll grab us some more viewers in here. I really feel, Eric, when the stream shines is once the people on the West Coast get settled down.
That's true.
And all that stuff, which can be late, but that's just something I could be wrong.
Hey, Northeast bass fishing, man. I've seen it when the bluegills are spawning, like Baitman's talking about, like a yellow belly on a frog on my rivers. Man, yeah, uncork on that thing. Uncork on it. Yep. Especially when you roll into a grass bed and you hear those bluegills popping. If you don't hear that, man, the grass bed's not on 9 times out of 10. But if you hear them bluegills popping on the bugs, it's about to get live with a frog. And I like a yellow belly, especially when it gets hot. And full moon when the bluegills are spawning, because they'll spawn multiple times a year. You know what I mean? A little bit of orange on the throat, maybe like that. Yeah. Dynamite. Yeah, Swampocalypse. True that, right? Heck yeah.
So one thing that was cool, this tackle store I went to.
Yeah.
They had some of the original Bose Simo frogs.
Oh, really?
Yes. I got one.
Show me. Trying to make our heads even, man.
Yeah, I'm also trying to
I think we're good right now. Yeah, that looks good. Nice alignment.
I'm trying to share this YouTube link here.
What's up, Justin?
When I stream, my internet just gets, it's good.
Hey, are the bluegills spawning yet on Kentucky?
They were last week, so I fished all day today. I caught 7, nothing big, on the most redneck Nico rig you'll ever see in your life.
You're Nico rigging today, man. How about that?
Yeah. Up shallow.
Yeah, that's I do.
I need to grab this here and sing
Nico. Nico is not just for deep water. People get the mixed up. You throw that thing anywhere.
I'm trying to get this typed up. Sorry. I'm typing up a Facebook post for our stream.
Right on, man. You got to, man. I got nothing, man. I've not thrown the Monster 316 frog, but I've thrown the Monster King Daddy frog from Spro. You don't get a lot of bites, but what you do get is bigger bites. You can take that to the bank. And it cast a country mile.
All right. I got to shut up. I got so much anxiety right now. One, because I'm worried that we do get 1,200 people, and then my wife scalps me. And you know what? If we do, awesome.
You guys got to smash that like and share. Who wants to see him get his head shaved tonight? You got to share. Call up your buddies and go get on right now, because he's going to give it up. His wife is getting ready to shave his head tonight.
I'm prepared for it. So like last week or this week, and I'll let you guys know, I can't stream every night or every other night next week. It's going to have to be Saturday night pretty much exclusively, or maybe even a Thursday night we don't work overtime, because I got the call, said, hey, we're all going back to work. We got a lot of stuff to do. So I'm cool with that. I like paychecks. I don't know about you, but
You going back to work, man?
yeah. Unless I'll tell you this, I will quit my job if I can get about 35,000 subs. I'm more than
Seriously?
half. I'll quit my job. I think if I can get 30,000, I can do it. And I told Eric this last night. Here's the plan: stockpile some cash. I don't want to be the Guggen Squad pawn hopper. I don't want to be just the guy out here pushing baits and fishing. I want to do bait pickers. I'm gonna go grab. I'm gonna go grab Eric, and we're just gonna go up the East Coast for a week, and we're gonna go to North Carolina, West Virginia, East Tennessee, East Kentucky,
little tackle shops,
and try to hit these little tackle shops and document it like, pickers. And we're gonna buy some and show them off. We're gonna sell some, but
that'd be cool, man.
I told myself today if I could get 30,000 subscribers, I feel like I can make enough revenue on here, and 6 cents helps me out, and maybe I can get a couple other sponsors that I could do this for a living. But how awesome would it be to just, hey Eric, let's fly into Ohio, let's go pick some baits.
Yeah, I was in South Carolina. Don't you think? After Baitman was talking about the Series 5, the most underrated in the striking, and I'm going,
it is very underrated.
Whoa. I'm like, wait a minute, red card, hello, original paint schemes, don't come off.
So you got what you got? Green Gizzard and Tennessee Shad there.
Yep, and then let's see, you called it right, man. Yep, Green Gizzard, and then I got one more.
I didn't quite catch that.
Oh, Siri's talking to me now.
Siri's talking some smack, bro.
That's crazy. Green Gizzard, Tennessee Shad, and Sexy. Summer Sexy.
Oh, that's actually a very underrated color, by the way.
Those are my 3 colors that I got. But I'm like, I can't believe they're sitting here, dude. All dusty and stuff. I had to wipe the dust off. People just ignored them. But red card. I was stoked. I knew you'd be proud of me, man. Because that's about as deep as it gets for me, man. 10 foot, 12 foot.
I'm messaging my guys at 3F Fishing. They don't have a code. And they're all homemade. And they're like, man, we don't make hardly jack on this. So I get that. Look, homemade guys, even the custom crankbait boat, Eric, it's going to be tough. But I tell you what I'll do. All right, if you guys order from 3ffishing.com, they always send me about a dozen to 18 baits myself. Screenshot your order or somehow get me a receipt and email it to me, or leave a comment here on the stream after. Leave a comment, say you ordered. I'll get Kyle a list of people that runs that, and I'll put your name in a hat. We'll do a giveaway. I'll give you, no discount, but I'll get 6 to 8 baits, and we'll do a giveaway. How about that?
That'd be fun, man.
So if you order from 3ffishing.com, whether it's 1 bait or 100 baits tonight, I don't have a discount code, but I'll put your name in a hat, and we'll draw on stream. We'll give it about a week.
Nice, man.
I'm behind on giveaways. I got to do some drawings tomorrow. So we'll eventually get to deep crankbaits, I promise, guys. But I had to grab these just to tease. Desert Storm D-bombs.
You saw that,
they
right?
They had a rack full of them. Dude, they had a color I'd never seen before.
Yeah, the Desert Storm's kind of dirty, man. I love that love bug, man. And apparently it's sold out. I don't know if that's true.
I bet you I can find them. Don't tempt me with a challenge like that, Eric.
No. I'm just saying, check Tackle Warehouse right now. Is Desert Storm and a baby D-bomb out there?
I know, Travis. Y'all talked about it, and the viewers just went. So CJ says they only have the harness version. I'll be honest with you. I like the harness version of the Babe the best. The non-harness, it's great. You can make it line through, but the original XPS was that harness deal. You know what I mean? And it's a slow roll. I'll go ahead and let you guys know. You don't have to have a giant swim bait rod. 7.6, 7.11, medium heavy, letter whip, 17-pound line, and just 6.3 to 1 reel, and just real slow. You can't go fast, or it's going to spiral. And it's a good swim bait to kind of learn on, to be honest with you. Because once you get that cadence and that right retrieve, that thing's got that head wiggle and that tail. And, oh, yeah. It's nasty.
No question. No question.
Yeah, guys, you can email me that receipt. You can screenshot it, send it to Instagram, all that. Just get it to me. I'll enter you in a drawing, and I'll do my other drawings tomorrow before I have to go to work. So, yeah, this guy says he throws a swim bait 7.6 glass, and actually for a bait like that, it's not bad. You know why? Because that rod can load up.
Hey,
I see
man.
guys throw swim baits, Eric, and the rod does this. He goes, boop. Like it's just a tip. I want my rod to bend because I'm going to winch on them.
Yep.
A real stiff, extra fast action. That tip barely bends. When they get a little slack, it just real quick.
Right. Yep. I agree. There's two theories of that, right? I mean, you know, Tim and Matt on Tactical, they talk about it. You know, Tim wants a real super stiff rod. You know, and Matt says like, look, man, these are just bigger treble hook baits. Right? I'm sorry. Is it Tim? It's Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah. One likes a stiff rod. One likes like a heavy up cranking rod because it's a treble hook bait. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, what on the Babe? It's got one treble hook, doesn't it, or two?
Right.
One.
And it's not it's not a heavy swim bait. A lot of swim baits just aren't heavy. I mean,
what are you throwing on that? What kind of treble hook are you throwing on that bait?
They've just got like a round band bronze.
Yeah, but
gummy.
Do you change? They put a gummy on it for you?
I believe it's a round band gummy.
That's what I'm talking about. That's nice.
If not, it's not an owner. Like Scottsboro Tackle, they use an owner stinger.
Right.
The ST41, which is a good one. But I'm pretty sure it's a round band gummy. It's not a fancy, but it's god dang sharp.
That's all you need is a good sharp treble.
I got anxiety, but I got to get me a dip.
Well, you still worried about your hair, man?
Yes. How am I going to look if I don't have any hair and have a beard?
But you got a hat on when you stream.
Right.
When you fish, you got a hat on. So really the only time you're going to have to worry about is when you're walking around the house.
That's right.
Unless they're going to make you stream without your hat.
You know what, though? I'm not trying to man crush on you.
Yeah.
But you got some pretty good looking locks.
It's starting to flow, man, right now.
Yeah, that's right. So, you know, when you get the visor, you get the visor flow.
Oh, yeah, I did have that visor flow going. It's getting like when I was trying to trim it up a little bit today, man. But I think I might just let it like pop out the back because when I was fishing as a youngin', I got a picture. Let me do a throwback picture, dude. How about that? This is going to be funny. Man, I think I can find it quick because I think I took a screenshot of it the other day. Thought I did anyway. Maybe I didn't. Dang.
David Brown wants to know if the Old Limits jerkbait rod is any good, the bronze one.
Oh, my God, yeah. That's one of my favorites. Hell yeah. I love that thing. Here we go. I don't know if y'all can see that, but check out the young turk.
Oh, my gosh. That's a beautiful looking fish.
Dude, I caught that fish on a Rapala. It had 3 hooks on it, black back, silver, at the front lake in my community, man. 22.5 inches. Look at my little buck knife I had, man. I cut off jean shorts, man, with like some fringe going on.
I'm going to bust out some of my OG photos.
I know you can't see my hair, but look at the hair popping out.
So that's...
Oh yeah, dude.
Did you also put baseball cards on your spokes on your bicycle when you rode around?
No, I did, man, with like, you know, the clothesline clip.
Yeah, when my dad told me he'd done that, the first thing I did was put a bunch of them out there. So
somebody says Northeast. I still have that Rapala because you know I don't throw nothing away. Oh, but you know what, man? I caught this is a great story. Same lake with my buddy Rob Perry and Joey Mayhew, and I cast out a Rebel. A 3-hook Rebel, you know, the old Rebel blackback minnow.
Yeah.
Dude, I had an 8-pounder and I was using this new Bass Pro. It wasn't Bass Pro Shops line. I can't remember where I bought it, but it was 8-pound test. And I walked that fish back onto a sandy part of the bank. And it was flopping there, but it had that treble hook. And them guys were trying to grab on it, but got scared, didn't know how to land it. And that thing broke and got back in the water. It was the biggest bass in my life. It had to be 8 or more. Man, I was like brokenhearted, dude. I came back the next day and I found that Rebel hung on a willow bush that was submerged. That bass, I don't know if he did it on purpose or just was swimming in them willows and it got stuck, but he shook off and it had about that much line on it. Got my bait back, but didn't catch the bass. Wow. Crazy. Yep. One of my biggest fish in my life, gone.
All right, so this guy, here's a good question. Caleb Morgan, me and you have talked about this before getting into deep crankbaits. I'm going to tell you guys, first off, if you ask me about hooks on deep crankbait, I don't ever change them. I'm lazy. But if you're going to, I'd go to Gami round bends or owners. That's the only way to do it.
I'm a Gami man.
So Caleb says,
fours, ones.
Cutting point versus needle point. Could you give some more information on both pros and cons? So easy. Needle point. So this is the top of the fish's mouth. When that hook goes on, it keeps on penetrating. Cutting point, it hits and it starts to tear a hole. It'll go in there, but it's constantly tearing. So you will lose fish on a cutting point. It's happening.
No question.
Now, I do like a cutting point hook at times. If I'm not having to worry about a fish getting in laydowns and stuff like that, where I can just bring them up, usually like on a big worm out deep, I'm cool with that because I can keep pressure. Dude, if I flip in a bush, I want a needle point. So when I stick them, he's stuck. He ain't going nowhere because they get wild and crazy. When the fish start jumping and all that stuff, that's when that cutting point ain't no good.
It starts to, especially right. I mean, you're playing a fish a long time and they're doing that head shake. When they're moving that head shake, that cutting point is cutting a hole. I mean, it tears, right? If they're hooked like in that thin membrane, instead of popping through with the needle point and the barb's doing its job, that cutting point can continue to cut and tear. Yeah.
Yes. And I mean, I'm an owner hook guy. I like them, but I don't use a lot of their cutting point style hooks. I've never been a trocar fan for that reason. Super freaking sharp. Cutting points are usually sharper than needle point, but
I would agree. So the penetration's easier, but then you're risking the biscuit longer term on a big fight.
Yes. So then we get into this thing about I'm always on a debate with guys on their football jigs. I personally don't really like a tuna hook. Some guys want that big side wash, all that. I'll be honest, man. I like a medium grade to light wire.
This is a sexy little freaking saucy little dude from North Star Custom Bait sent it to me, man.
I heard they make good stuff.
Dude, look, well, I put the trailer on, but here, I'm going to take the trailer off so you guys can see it on this one. But I like it, man. That's like, I could fish that on a spinner rod if I needed to, man. But it's got hair with, hand-tied skirt. Dude, that is saucy right there, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Little football jig.
So the jig I throw a lot is that Dirty Jigs, the light wire one, or I throw the Jim Moyna rock jig with no weed guard. Okay, so I'm sacrificing. I love that rock jig. I just ordered like 100 of them. But it doesn't have a big tuna hook. It's just got a standard Gami in there.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you're fishing deeper water, right? I mean, why do you need the gaff hook? You don't. You know what I mean? I'd rather have a medium wire hook than a light wire hook or a heavy wire hook.
Right. So one, out deep, if you got that big tuna head in there and you set the hook, you've got to have a big stiff rod and you've got to set the hook and drive it in there. Dude, I throw a football jig on like a 734 or Dobbin 744, like a 7.3 to 7.6 medium heavy rod. I've even thrown them on 7-foot medium heavies.
Yeah.
And 14 to 15 pound line, maybe even 17.
Sure.
And I did the braid to floral last year. That's amazing, but I tie knots like crap, so I'm going to get away from that. But on that light wire football jig, you're dragging it and they eat it. Just start reeling. You don't have to
100%
build dance it. You just start reeling and apply some pressure. That light wire needle point just goes whoop right in the roof of their mouth.
Yep.
But that rock jig is freaking nasty, dude. I'm telling you. That's why I ordered a bunch of skirts. But
you like it?
Yeah, dude.
Show us, man. Show me that. You got that head close by? That's all right if you don't. I was curious about.
Yeah, I got one up here, dude. Let me find the right box. I'll show you another one, but I might get in trouble. And
don't.
We are talking jigs, and the title says Deep Cranking.
But it always kind of goes like that.
So here's the deal, man. This is the color I throw. If you go Tennessee River, Pickwick Lake, there's a guy in the stream that knows. His name's William Knowles. He's seen this thing in action. He knows what it does. But so this is what I smashed him on a Pickwick. This is a Moyna rock jig. There's no weed guard. It's that color is called Baxter's Bug. It's like a motor oil green pumpkin with some chartreuse.
Nice, dude. That is beautiful.
But you see, I mean, this is the hook, man. It ain't huge. It's a
No,
medium wire. It's got a
Yeah.
little flex, but needle point, super sharp, man. And then I shouldn't show you this, but
come on, man. Come on.
when them bass get finicky and they're like hitting a jig, but they're not eating it, or I'm catching them and they're way in the corner of their mouth like they're just trying to push it down, my buddy pours these. This is a homemade 9/16 ball jig. Look at that magic crawl. You see that? You see that flake in there? But check out this. This is a light wire.
Swirl is my favorite color.
That is a light wire owner needle point.
Oh, man.
If they fart on this jig, they're hooked.
Now we're talking.
I'll have to lower it for you.
All right, let me ask you, no, I see it now. Question for you. Do you prefer the ball head jig over the football head? I mean, you know, you hear Swindle. He loves that ball head jig.
No.
You don't? Okay. Tell me, when do you employ the ball head versus the football
If
head?
I know I'm not around a brush pile, because this thing gets hung big time. But if I know there's fish down there, and you'll be fishing a jig and thump, and you miss it, thump, drop this on their head, and when they touch it, they get hooked. I don't know why, but you also know the line tie is different on this. So
yeah, it's 90-degree, right?
Yes, and so is this, but it's recessed on this Moina jig. So what happens with that recessed head is this football head's dragging, and it pops it up. So you get a lot of the trailer.
Sure.
On this thing, when you drag it, it doesn't roll. It just plows through stuff.
It just plows through it, right? It's not rolling. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
It's actually, I'm going to let you go ahead and tell you guys now. I stroked the hell out of this thing. This ball head.
Oh, that makes sense because of the 90-degree line tie.
Yeah.
It's popping up off the bottom, right?
Football jigs aren't bad. You can stroke one, and I've done it before. Arky jig and this guy right here, done for. That light wire hook. Everybody wants those big, heavy hooks. You don't need. You need a light wire hook because they eat that thing on the fall quite a bit. But I like a recessed line tie on football. Some guys don't. That's okay. I throw the dirty jigs football. It's not recessed. A lot of it too is the notch you tie. I tie that San Diego Jam, and it stays.
I love the San Diego Jam. Hey, here's a question that we have to remember to answer. So when you're talking deep cranking or any cranking for that matter, there's a lot of specialty lines are out. Is that hype, or do you need something special like Reaction FC? You know what I mean? Versus just good old fluorocarbon, man. If you got a proper cranking rod, my thought, and you can weigh in here, Baitman, my thought is if you got a premium fluorocarbon line and you've got a great cranking rod for what you're doing, there's no need to get a specialty line.
No. 100%.
It's just marketing. It's marketing.
Dude, how much of bass fishing's marketing? I mean, let's be honest, man.
I'm sucked into it. I mean, straight up, I'm nobody's immune to it.
I'm not negative.
But I mean, if I use my brain, a great fluorocarbon is going to do just as well as a specialty fluorocarbon.
Yeah, I mean,
if you've got the right rod.
Right. Deep cranking, before we even get into it, I'll tell you guys right now, your rod is one of those techniques. Your rod almost has more to do with your ability of your crankbait than anything else in line size. If your rod's too stiff and you throw a 10XD, which I'll show you, you're going to be like, man, this thing's pulling. It's not going to pull as hard because your rod's stiff. It's not bending, but you're not going to feel your bait. And it's going to wear you out, and you won't cast as long because the rod don't load up.
Right.
If you got a noodle, it's going to torque your shoulder really bad because your rod's giving to the bait. It's letting its bait work, but it's giving so much on a glass rod. You know what I'm talking about. When you get close to the boat, you feel like, whoom. You know, you even hear a noise.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So on a deep crank, that rod just bending and letting the bait do everything, but you're having to really grind it because you're having to compensate for the rod bending. You get the right rod. I used a Loomis 959 DD for a long time. Great rod. The handle was a little long.
All right.
But it's comfortable. I like to tuck it right here.
Yeah, if you're brave, you can saw it off.
William Jackson, I sure do know a guy named Brian Hickey that used to be a stick on Kentucky Lake. He is a great human being.
Is that the guy that the Hickey's named after? That'd be cool if it was.
No.
Oh, darn.
He was an excellent fisherman.
Cool.
But so what's right about this rod, I personally, for 10XD, anything that goes over 20 foot, I like a 710, 711,
Yeah.
medium heavy to moderate fast tip. But every rod company's different.
True.
So my fishing partner, and he was going to come, but he's turkey hunting in the morning. He's got a big farm. He's the best crankbait fisherman, deep crankbait fisherman I've ever been around.
Is he coming on tonight?
No, he stood me up.
Damn.
But he's a good guy. He said, dude, I hadn't had a haircut. And he's you just look up Jeff D. Few on FLW. He almost beat a bunch of hammers a few years ago. And it was all a 10XD and hair jig bite. But I've learned so much from him.
What about gear ratio? What gear ratio is that cat throwing? If he was on tonight, what would he say? Because that question just came in. 5 to 1. 5-1 to 1. There you go, Northeast.
I can tell you his setup. Listen.
Now, why does that matter? Explain to people the mechanics of using a slower gear ratio on the deepest diving crank and the giantest crank you can find.
So one thing on a deep crankbait, I got to get one out here. I got to get one out.
Yeah. Show them.
I'm just going to be straight up before we even get into that. You know, I'm sponsored by 6 Cents. They make an awesome deep crankbait. I'm not on here to stream to plug crankbaits. If you gave me one deep diver to throw and said if it's going to be the 10XD from Strike King, I've caught more on it. I don't think it really pulls that hard. But
dude, here's my experience with that thing. Can I just say go ahead. I have never ever thrown a 10XD until I got down to Gunnersville Lake. Matt Lee spent 3 or 4 days on the water with him. I mean, we threw big swim baits. I Nico rigged. I drop shotted. I already did that when I got there, but that it was a ledge bite. We deep cranked. I mean, dude. And when he gave me a 10XD to tie onto my deep flex Loomis, and I did not have a 5-1 to 1 reel with me, I was probably throwing a 6-3 to 1. That and burning it. Yeah. That thing wore me out like 3 casts. I'm like, holy shit, people do this all day?
Yes.
It flipped me out, Baxter.
That's why my shoulders messed up for a little bit. Because I threw an 8XD today. I'm like, man, my shoulders jacked up. So
I ended up catching 3 fish in a row, 3 casts in a row, not on the 10XD, but on the 6XD. That was fun.
So
I could manage that crankbait.
Right. So I don't think a 6 really pulls at all. It's a smooth diver.
No, it was really smooth for me, but the 10XD. So why the 5-1 to 1 with the 10XD? Explain, because I don't kind of understand. You know what I mean?
There's guys that throw these on 6s, even guys burning with 7s and 8s, and that's kind of a niche deal. It happens. I've done it, but day in, day out. Number one, 5 to 1, you have more torque. Think about it. If you're pulling a heavy load with a truck, would you rather have a diesel that's a heavy-duty truck that's only got, let's say, 400 horsepower, but it's got low gearing in it to move stuff? Or would you rather have a Ford Lightning that's got a supercharger with 7 horsepower and it's real light in the rear end and it just sits there and spins the wheels? It'll move the trailer, but it's just going to spin out. But so here's the deal on 10XD. All right, look at that body. That's a big body. But you know what's different about this bait is, let's see if this is how I store my stuff, man. This is my go-to box. I used to use a double deep Bass Mafia 3700. You can get like 3 baits of whatever size in each thing. Because somebody's going to ask me how I store them. But then I've got all my, less than 20 footers and this guy right here. And so what I'll do if I'm going fishing with somebody, I just pull as I need and throw them in the bag. Let me find a Series 5. You got a Series 5? Yeah, here's one right here. Actually, this might be a 5XD.
This is a Series 5. I got the Series 5.
All right, so look at your body and look at a 10XD body.
Okay.
Guess what?
It's almost like the same.
The 10XD is actually,
right?
Yes, it is actually the Series 5 body with the 10 lip on it.
That's so crazy.
So, whereas
same shape. It's the same shape.
So whereas, of course, this one's been thrown. It's got line on it. The 8XD sleeper bait. It's got a 6XD style body.
That's so crazy.
So my question was, why didn't they make the 8 with the 5 body?
Yeah, why?
I don't know.
Huh. Very interesting.
But I will tell you guys, the first time this came out, literally, I held the net for 2 hours when my partner caught 4-pounder after 4-pounder and 5-pounder.
That's crazy, dude.
But the thing is, I throw these on 10-pound line. All my deep crankbaits, 10-pound Sunline Assassin or FC Sniper, whatever.
Isn't
Doesn't
that
matter
crazy that you throw it on 10-pound?
Yeah,
I just that blows my mind. Not being a 10XD guy, it just blows my mind.
On this right here,
such a massive bait.
We can hit. I can hit 24, sometimes 25 foot on a 10X.
So really, it's not giving you're not trying to get more action out of the bait. You're just trying to get more depth when you're ledge fishing. I gotcha.
But that light line lets that bait do some stuff.
Sure, it does. Right. I mean, more action. That's what I think people miss, even with plastics. Lighter line.
So guys ask, what bait casts real? My partner, he uses a BB1 Pro Lose with the. It doesn't have anti-reverse. It's got that slack in it.
Hold on. Let me get an old antique, man. I showed it the other night.
Give me one of them old ones.
You know it, man. I'm going to show you the original. The OG. This is what David Fritz made famous right here, man. If you're a crankbait nut and a crankbait enthusiast, you know what's up.
And I'm going to be honest with you. You can put that reel on any deep crank rod you want, and it works like a charm.
And so this is what David Fritz like, and this is what Baxter's referring to. You see the play in the handle? It's not continuous and a reverse. There's a little bit of play in that handle, and Fritz maintained that he could feel the bite through the reel because everybody palms their reel, so he's in contact with it, and that little play allows the fish to suck the bait in. You follow me?
Yeah.
That's the old Lose BB1, man.
Our comments are going crazy right now. So
I know we got
to back up. Before I talk about any other big deep divers, number one in my book, because someone's going to ask, 10XD, the year it came out on Kentucky Lake. Oh my gosh, I lost a girlfriend because of that bait because I just wanted to stay out and hammer them. Anyway,
it's like they'd never seen it before, and guess what? They'd never seen a crankbait that. I got a question for you.
All right, let's go.
So at the opposite end of the spectrum in deep cranking, there was a crankbait called the Specialty Tackle Junior D, and them boys would like go goo over that bait, man. And you can't find it anymore. Skinny Bear, I think, was out of California, made a Junior D style bait, or maybe it was a Zenith bait. The Junior D. Everybody remember the Junior D? But that was a hot little lick. So it's like a finesse deep crank getting down to that level.
So what I like, and I'll have to find mine, and we'll talk about it, is that Berkeley Dredger. Very underrated. I got back up here. Look at these questions. So what bait cast reel? 5-1-1. The ratio is most important. I mean, I've thrown these things on the E5 Chronarch, which is good. Doesn't hold that much line, but here's the deal. 10 or 12 pound fluorocarbon, you don't have to have a giant wide spool. What helps though is having a big handle like that BB1 Pro has, or even the Daiwa 200s. Those work really good. Go with what you like, but make sure you at least have a 5-1. Now my buddy Jake Lawrence, he throws 8-pound P-line CXX.
Oh, that's the tough line, which is probably diameter of 10.
Yeah.
So he's a mono guy. He wants even more stretch in it.
Yeah. I fluorocarbon does have some stretch. People will say it doesn't, but it does have a little bit in it.
Yeah.
I do not crank with braid. I'm going to let you right now. If I'm cranking, I don't throw braid ever, unless maybe a lipless in the grass, but no braid.
Fritz does it with tough line. He's got like 1 million yards of it left, man. How about that?
Now I'll tell you a good reel. And if you can find them, is a Tatula 100P. And I had one, and I sold it.
For what?
Well, hey, man, we all get to where we need to get some Christmas money every now and then. So I sold it, and I didn't realize how hard those are getting. People are like, I can't believe you only sold it for $100. I'm like, well, I mean, shit, they only cost $120 new.
Yeah.
But anyway, I got to answer a few questions. Man, questions coming in. I like it. Well, I don't have a moderator, so because me and Eric try to do a little everything. So,
all right. So why don't you set up? I mean, I think the biggest question is when you say deep, define deep.
So to me,
that's to set it up. Set it up.
So with me, when I say deep cranking, what I really want to know. let guys know I'm offshore fishing, or maybe I'm fishing a deep point. If I'm just fishing a point, main lake point, I'm not throwing a 10XD or a 6 unless it's just a real sharp drop. I'll throw like a Series 5, because I'm going to stay in that 8 to 12 foot range, because I'm just cranking a point that may run out there. But usually, when I say deep cranking, the boat's in 24 to 26, and we're throwing up to 12 to 18 foot. And deep is relative. Your lake deep may only be 10 foot, so you don't need 10 XDs and 8 XDs. Now, I have caught them on a 6 in shallow water, just burning the shit out of it. But for the most part, it's very relative. And not every place in the country is these big giant crankbaits going to be effective. It may be better for you to throw a 4.0 square bill, True. Kentucky Lake, we ain't got grass anymore. And used to, that deep crankbait would deteriorate just because there'd be so much grass down there. You'd go from before the 10 came, you'd go to 6XD, and then you'd drop down to like a Series 4. But right. Like on St. Clair, they freaking kill them on a 5XD.
Oh, yeah, right. I mean, didn't Seth win a tournament up there, deep cranking?
Yeah, DT10, DT6, OSP Blitz Max.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I'm not going to let that slide.
Oh, yeah.
But on these smaller cranks, it's easier to burn them, and I'll use like a 6.8 or 7.1.
Right.
Totally different rod setup. But again, rod setup, need at least almost an 8-footer, medium and heavy to moderate fast, depending on the rod maker. Dobbins makes a good one. Wish their handle was a little bit longer on a deep crank.
Yeah, I got to have a long.
The action's right.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll let you guys know, when you get your deep cranking rod and you put your bait in the water and look down it and then pull the bait a little bit. If the first 6 inches goes like wiggles and it flexes with it, that's good. If the first 4 foot moves, I don't want that. I want the first 6 to 8 inches to move with the bait. Because what happens, so I'm throwing a 10. This is what we do. I got a few tricks I just can't put on YouTube. I've told Eric. But
sure.
One, you throw that crankbait, I'll get it down to the bottom. A lot of times I stop it and just let it glide. And I'll start cranking again, stop it, let it glide. When you got a little tip in there, it keeps that bait from getting hung in brush. For some reason, when you stop it, it backs up. That tip flexes a little bit to allow your bait to go backwards.
Mm-hmm.
A 10XD has amazing action when it hits shit on the bottom. It hunts. A lot of people don't know it, but a 10XD hunts, especially when you're hitting stuff. Matter of fact, if you hit brush piles or logs on the bottom and you stop it quick, maybe a slight twitch of your rod, and it will turn sideways, and these fish crush it.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So on the 10XD or 8 or 6, are you always ledge cranking?
Pretty much.
When you go to brush pile deep cranking,
I throw a DT16.
See, you go to the balsa because do you want that buoyancy? Is that
absolutely?
Yeah. See, I mean, I think that's typically like the deep crank is dominated by plastic, but for brush pile fishing, I think you're better off balsa baiting it. Right, and that's where you flip back to your DT style bait, right? So, because of the buoyancy.
Yeah, let me.
That balsa floats like a cork. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll get you the money maker, bud. Let me find it. I got one in here.
That's my money maker in the spring on my rivers, demon baby. And I took my little sandpaper and I knocked the shine off that.
Right.
So it's not as shiny. I got a little matte finish going. I could probably knock it down a little bit more.
So let me find a 6 XD. All right, here's a 6. Dude, I got so many cranks that are used. Again, I'll let you guys know. Look, 2 different companies, same color.
That's
this so right here, I need to replace the treble hook on it. This DT16 has been through kind of some wars. Not the most chewed up one I have. But that bill, I don't know if y'all can see, it's really worn down. But this is a brush pile cranker right here. Parrot, chartreuse powder blue. Watercolor does matter. You don't want super clear water in these colors. But one of the reasons I think this is really effective, these 2 colors, Guess what happens right after the bass spawn and the bass move out on the ledges? The bluegill spawn, and then they move.
Yeah.
The male bluegill or females, they got a lot of yellow in them. And you're wanting a reaction bite, visual. I like some stained water. It's the best for cranking on my lake. But when you crank a brush pile, you'll also notice the lips are different. This lip is much thinner than a 6XD, if you guys can see that. I mean, you can really see how much thinner that Rapala lip is.
Oh, yeah.
It also goes into the body farther. The line tie, they're kind of similar. Not a whole lot of difference. The bill's much flatter on the Rapala. But when you hit brush, I mean, they're similar width. This one's got a little bit more roundness, whereas this gets round and then goes diagonal. Dude, when you hit brush on a DT, it just goes dong and goes backwards. Dong. I've watched it in pools. It's crazy. But chartreuse blue, if you can only get one color, that's the color you get. Now, put this back. Now, other colors I like. We'll talk about the 8s, XDs, and stuff like that here in a minute. But I'm going to go over the deep divers first. So.
Oh, yeah. How about the Norman DD22, man?
That was the deal. That was the deal.
Does anybody still throw it?
I do. So you want to talk about deep cranking shallow stuff? You're not going to get much better than a DD22 dredge in 10 to 12 foot of water. You know, if I'm fishing a shallow ledge like boats in 16, throwing an 8-10, yeah, DD22.
Man, you were grinding this thing at 8 to 10 foot of water right there.
Mm-hmm.
You just steady reeling this, like just crashing it.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to that old knocker in here, man. It's got some hook rash on it too. But that's talking. That's like money. Do you like the new ones or you like the old ones better, or does it matter?
Oh,
that thing's done some work.
All I have is old ones, so I couldn't tell you. So,
of course.
Let's talk right here. Someone said deep flat side crankbait.
Oh,
this is one. This is one I like right here. This is the Little John Super DD. Super DD. So a lot of guys throw the Little John DD, but that's that Super DD. Easiest pulling deep crankbait there is, without a doubt. But it's a flat side. I mean, look at that. Look at that between a 10XD.
Oh yeah.
As far as I know, that's the deepest.
Does it catch them?
It does. It does catch them. One good thing about buying a Spro, you get the Gamakatsus on there.
Right out of the gate.
Right out of the gate. They've tuned really, really good. So when I first got these like 2 years ago, I played with it for about a week or two. And they were actually biting a crankbait. And it was caught a lot of fish that we weren't getting to bite, the 10 and the 6, because it has that different action. It's got a lot of roll, and it's just a wide wobble, man. It's crazy what a flat side deep diver does compared to a shallow runner. It's almost a different action. But it gets down pretty deep. I get 21 to 22 foot out of this, no problem. But
man, the old Clark Gable and the DT16. Damn, that was a great color.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it was that Line Tiger. That's kind of like the Clark Gable.
Yes.
The Line Tiger, right?
I had some.
I got one. I got one somewhere. Can't find it.
Chartreuse green scales or green on it.
It was the Lime Tiger. Man.
Now here's one that a Rapala that I catch them on pretty good.
Right. I'm gonna throw this up too because I need you to talk about this for a second when you get a chance. All right, I know you know this bait.
Lake Barkley Killer right here, pearl green back, like your Mark Davis flat A.
Yeah. Oh, that's it right there.
Hard to find this one. Some of these I don't tie on unless it's tournament day.
Of course. So let's talk about the baits that David Fritz made famous, man. I know you know this bait.
That is a Lures.
You know it, man.
Yes.
David Fritz, right? I mean, this was his money bait, right?
Yep.
Did he used to drill them out, like drill the throat and insert some lead right there?
Yep.
Man, but there it is, man.
So
David Fritz made a lot of money on that bait. Jerry Lures.
We were more of a pose guys, you know what I mean? Hey, Oak Stars Bassin just gave a $20. Thank you, man. I'm stupid when it comes to cranking. This knowledge is priceless. Thank you. You know what? I was stupid on cranking for a long time. I don't think there's much substitute for learning deep cranking than being on the water. It's kind of like throwing big swim baits. You got to keep doing it. And guys, I don't throw a deep crankbait, but for maybe a month out of the year, 2 months, because there comes these fish are current oriented. When they start killing current, crankbait goes down. Oh yeah,
that's the one you're talking about.
That's it. The old pose is what I learned on.
The old pose. There it goes, right there. That's what Baxter. This one's custom painted, but that's what Baxter's talking about.
That would work, man. That's like a Tennessee shad almost.
Yeah, but it's got that nice, beautiful line back right there, and kind of like that bone kind of pearl side, just a whisper on the cheeks a little bit, man. That's a fine looking color right there. Come on.
So
now here's what I want your opinion on. What about the Rapala Deep Down Secret? I don't even know if I can get this out of this crazy crankbait tree.
Someone just asked an opinion on the Booyah Streak compared to the 10XD. The lip is too big on the Streak. It's like bigger than a 10XD. It's like a big spoon, and it really pulls really hard. The foam injected wood thing they go on, I'm not a fan of the Streak. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Pose. What year did the pose stop being good? Like if you were going to get
93.
A pose, yeah, 93. So the earlier pre-90 models were
when they were in the bass package, they were good
quality. So if you're looking for pose that are good, now I got a question for you. So David Wright and Jeff Coble, arguably like just whipped everybody down in the Carolinas, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what was the bait that they made famous? It was a Zoom bait.
Yep. The tap.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you.
Was it the tap? I think it was the tap.
The tap?
It was either the tap or the mutt longtail.
Well, the mutt longtail's decent, but they threw a bunch of different ones. But so they threw the they threw the small duck.
Yep. Yep.
That's in Dolphin, right? So
yep.
That's an Ed Chambers bait. That's the small duck.
Mm-hmm.
And Ed made that bait. He didn't sign that one. Dang, Ed, you forgot the year. What the heck? And then this one, I think this is his. This is the ugly duck, and this is an 05 model in blueback herring.
That's a good color.
And that's got that coffin bill. Now, David Fritz's model. Look at these baits. What do you think Fritz was going after? I mean, honestly, look at the bills, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was definitely going after a tap style bait.
Yeah. So what I was told on the DT flat, he was trying to make a hickey.
Yep.
But he wanted that tap style bill. So that's what you basically got in a DT flat. You've got a hickey tap mix, 100%. And then the Fritz side.
Yep.
Is a non-balsa version.
Yeah, this is plastic, but it's correctly weighted. And I'll tell you what, you got a great cranking deep diver bait. If you crank it and literally it swims under the boat.
Yes. Yeah.
You got to pull that thing up. And first cast down on Kerr, I caught a bass on this Fritz side deep. I was like laughing because
hey man, it's a good one of the better baits that's been put out in quite a while. I'm gonna give Berkeley a shout out, man. They did good. You listen to a guy like Fritz. I'd love to get him on a stream with us. Holy smokes.
Oh my gosh, money bait right there. He nailed the design of this bait. So if you guys don't want to go out and spend crazy money on balsa baits or premium, what is it? $6.99? $7.99? I can't remember.
Yeah, like $7.
For the Fritz side. Yeah, $7. Look for it on sale.
All right, we got to get into some more baits, so I'll answer a few questions. We'll talk about the baits. Someone asked about a giant Lucky Craft. That's the hardest pulling sumbitch you'll ever throw. But if you want to get a crankbait down a 32 foot on 10-pound line without long lining, that's the one.
That's crazy. That's just crazy.
So Eric, we got to talk about this other big crankbait. Get a lot of questions, and it's not been out for a long time. And it's a totally different deal.
I don't have the deep diving version because I bought this for a very specific reason. But I want to show you guys the size of the bait he's referring to. It just has an extra long bill right here. And I'll throw up. Let me just throw up a square bill so you can see the comparison.
Yeah, guys, make sure you smash that like button for me. I need a haircut.
So here's the bait he's talking about with like
that's the
giant long bill.
Yeah, that's the MR.
Magnum. So look at that, man. That's a Lucky Craft square bill.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big O.
The Skeet Magnum it's 8 inches. It's huge.
It's stupid. Man.
David Brown, best mini deep divers, Berkeley Dredger, and a Bandit Ledge series. If anyone remembers the Bandit Ledge series, I meant to buy some at that tackle store. Dude, they had all those Bandit 500s.
Man.
I need to go back, but let's talk about this, guys. This has been a popular topic. This is one of my, I'm not going to say it's my favorite.
I'm sorry. I just have to show the Ed Chambers cap. That's the Ed Chambers cap right there.
That's a good
little
bait,
bit longer body style than the
That's a
Duck,
deep crank I'll
bait.
throw in the spring. So
yeah. You like this for brush pile fishing?
Yeah. I like to crank.
I just love it cranking rock too.
So this is a Z-Boss 25. So this is the Timmy Horton deal right here.
Oh, what do you think about that? What do you think about
so this?
Come on,
number
man.
one, they dive really good. They don't pull hard at all. You notice that lip? See if we can see it. It kind of goes up. It planes
it curves up.
Yeah. So when you get it down, it instantly grabs the water and it helps push the bait down. One thing I've had a problem with is hookups. Now, if you look at a 10XD and a Z-Boss 25, the hooks are just a little bit farther apart. Not much. But you also, let's look at the lip. The body's a little bit smaller on the Z-Boss, but that lip on the Z-Boss 25 is much bigger than a 10XD.
Right.
But it's not super thick. It's actually, if you look, for the most part, it's thinner. But this Z-Boss 25, you notice this right here, the water really, it's hydrodynamic, as they say.
It is with that scooped out head, man, right?
Yeah. One thing this bait does really good at, gliding a crankbait. So that's when you throw it down there.
Timmy doing that.
You throw it down there, you crank it on the bottom, you stop it, and you just lightly pull the rod. And what it does is that bait kind of just stops wobbling and it just goes and it hits something that backs up. That's the deal for that. So I like the citrus color, and this is a Z-Boss 25. It goes down to my buddy caught a 10-pounder at Rayburn in the winter.
Oh my gosh!
On 8-pound fluorocarbon. He said he caught it off 30 foot on the bottom. But 10-pound line, 25 to 26 foot all day. It gets a little deeper than a 10XD, but one got a big rattle in it, and you know the 10. It's got a rattle, very similar.
How about the Bomber fat-free shad, man?
Oh,
Timmy Horton one.
Dude,
I mean,
fat-free shad, man. I got some and I forgot to grab them down, but they made that old switchback shad.
Oh, I remember that. The old
That's
Bomber.
my favorite one. They made a sour grape color that was nasty.
Oh yeah, I don't have the big ones out, man. Dang, I only got my little fat-free shads.
But speaking of the Z-Boss, I'm gonna stay on that. They make so many. They make a Z-Boss 15. I don't throw it. Doesn't even dive 15 foot. Or Z-Boss 20 doesn't get 20 foot. But I've got the 24.
Hold on. I got it.
Thanks, Phil. Get paid to watch the bait, man. That sounds really good.
Oh my gosh, dude! Come on now.
Yep. Excalibur made the fat-free shad with Phil Dance's name on it. Those are kind of getting hard to get.
Right here.
Yes. Dancing citrus, man. That color is amazing.
That's the color, man. It's got that little shine to it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
See it?
Yep.
Dude, that's the one right there.
So
that's the one right there.
When Profound came out, they had a Z-Boss 20 and 25, and then they had a 10. Okay. The 20, I didn't like with the shit. It might run 13, 14 foot. And I didn't really care for that. Now, I've got a Z-Boss 24 in my hand. Look at this color. This is like a powder blue. Look at that powder blue on that thing.
Well, I love powder blue,
and
buddy.
It's got a light chartreuse. Don't even need to set this thing in your vehicle. What's up, Kirby Stevens? Yeah, there's a trick. Put your deep diving chartreuse crankbaits on the dash of your truck. Let them fade out.
Fade out. That's a big trick.
Especially on the old Lucky. Yeah, DB3.
Why not?
Matt Robertson said that's one of his favorite deep cranks.
I mean, how many people? There's some tournaments won on the old DB3, man.
Yeah,
Sleeper.
Mark Menendez looking for them.
And this is the heartthrob, so it's got a little bit of it's got the clicker in it, and you can see it. You know, you're getting a Bagley rattling bait when you see heartthrob on the bottom, little heart styles. You guys can see that.
So if you see the 24 compared to the 25, it's more on that 10XD. The lip is a little bit smaller, but you still got that. The body is pretty much the same size, same width, but you got a little smaller lip. I personally like the 24 better than the 25. It runs even smoother.
Really?
Yes, really like that. And guys, you're not going to see a lot of crazy colors, even in the 6 cent stuff. I'm pretty much throwing a chartreuse and blue or a variation, and then a couple shad colors.
Now, what about some of the Brian's Bees balsa?
Dude, those were the deal. People went crazy for those years ago.
What happened to them? Because I got a bunch. You want any?
Well, one thing that's hard about a balsa crankbait,
I know, man.
It's hard to freaking cast them.
It's got a nice micarta built. It's got a ticker. It's got that one ticker in it.
And then
he made an extra deep model, dude. Check that thing out, man.
Yeah, dude. Jason Quinn liked that bait quite a bit.
Yeah. I don't know, but I'd cry if I lost it in the brush pile.
Guess what I did today? I broke an 8XD off from a brush pile. Just kept going like nobody's business. Told my fishing partner I got plenty. He said, "Oh, I know you do, or else I'd turn around and gone and get it." I'm trying not to bust open these Azuma packages without not being able to hang them back up.
That's my color right there for my bodies of water, man. Like my spring crawl, bro.
Yes. So here's the Z-Boss 22. So so the 20 come out and it didn't dive 20 foot. People were like, "Man, I just bought a bunch of 12-foot diving crankbaits," which is fine. But this is the Z-Boss 22. This is kind of their version of a 6XD.
Yeah.
We look at it versus the 25. Body's much smaller. The bill is definitely shorter, but it's still got that same design. And this is a shad color. It's got an awesome blue. What is the name? It's Blazing Boss. This is really good if you live on a lake. It's got threadfin shad, stuff like that. If the water's clear, I want to go something like this. And also, seems these fish, after they get their bluegill diet and whatnot, and they start feeling like you're not getting a lot of slaps on chartreuse blue, I like to switch to something clearer, like a green gizzard Strike King or Tennessee shad or something like this. But the 22 is a very smooth deep diving crankbait. I really like it. Now the Profound stuff's more expensive than a 6XD or 10XD. They're $10-12 a piece. But like I said, if you want a crankbait for pulling or they're really good long lining, I really like the Profound. It's really good. So I Northeast Bassin, I do not use red hooks on deep divers. Don't know why, I just don't. Like I said, I don't change out hooks because
I change out hooks all the time. I'm a freak when it comes to that, man. I don't know. It just got me.
So what I hang up, I lose a lot of deep divers because I'm cranking stumps. You'll get hung in rocks, and a lot of times I don't want to pull. I don't want to mess with the school. Now, one thing I will tell you: if you get on a good deep crankbait bite and you start getting bit close to the boat, you'll pull that school. You'll move that school, and you've got to get off of them and do something else. That's the only downside of deep cranking. A lot of times, you will pull a school. Those fish follow a crankbait. That's why you see doubles. The school gets the tension. You'll catch one and the school's falling. Another one grabs it, but you'll pull that school. I'd almost rather pull up the spot and get bit closer to the boat or midway back because I feel like I'm picking off an individual fish. If you start picking off the school, it could be fun. And sometimes they'll go back, but always keep a drop shot handy. Pro tip.
Really?
You start catching them every cast on a crankbait and it stops, get a drop shot out and fire it right in front of the boat.
Drop shot. I did that with a Nico rig. Nico's another good one with a Magnum trick worm, right?
Dude, Magnum trick worm on the Nico is freaking like you were at Lake Gunnersville, weren't you?
Yeah. When you're ledge fishing, red bug, dude. Red bug alert.
You know how I learned about the Nico rig?
Talk to me, man.
Brent Ayler started ordering these Magnum trick worms from me. And always red bug or plum. And plum it was a special one color. I said, "Dude, what are you doing?" He said, just watch Bass Live. I said, okay. And he's crushing them, spinning rod. And then I look, I said, that's not drop shotted. And he said something about, this is Nico rig. So he's throwing that mag trick up there, 16-ounce weight, shoved in it, just lot line. But he was cranking. And as soon as he quit cranking, Nico rig time, and he'd pick them off. Pick them off.
Yep.
So, but Z-Boss are great deep cranks. And then we got to talk about our guys, 6 cents. So, my guys. Again, you're not going to see nothing crazy. Oh, hell, I got the ones I throw in my box. What am I thinking? Grabbing new ones off. And when I have another mess. And then I got one that's really underrated, Eric.
Oh, yeah. Shady Banks said, would you throw a $30 crank on ledges if it worked well? Mega Bass Big M725.
So I went that is a giant crankbait. Like it makes this look tiny.
Come on, man. For real.
I got two or three colors in these I like. So this is the C25. Actually, this is C20. Where's the 25? Oh, I got two colors I really like in this C25 from 6 cents. Now, it's very similar to that old Lucky Craft big deep diver, not the D20. You know, they made like a 5.5 or 6.5 DD. But I like this color right here. This is a very transparent. It's like called Shad Sense. See, you got that purple in there. And you
like that purple, bro.
I do. Pickwick Lake, I've done really good on this. When that water clears up, I really like that.
Yeah.
And then, again, Chartreuse Blueback. Not going to get crazy now. They do make one.
I mean, honestly, Chartreuse Blueback for sure. I heard a trick it like if the fish like get off the deep crank, throw a red one through there. That'll really get them crazy.
So someone asked about Terry Bolton. He was throwing a red, but that was in the spring. I don't throw a lot of red cranks, man. I really don't, unless it's the spring. That color is demon. But I mean, y'all can look at my deep crank box. I don't have a bunch of crazy stuff in here. It's a variation of a shad, like a sexy shad. Dude, I throw this. Do not sleep on citrus shad. Basically powder blue with a little yellow.
That's it.
White belly.
Would you say that's got to be the top? Hey, Sean Lai, $10, man.
Thank you, Sean. Appreciate it, my friend. I'm going back to work.
Would you say if you could only pick one deep diving crankbait color and fish it for the rest of your life?
Chartreuse powder blue.
There it is, guys. Chartreuse powder blue. Is there an orange belly, orange throat, whisper orange on the?
Just a little whisper on the tin.
Oh, whisper, baby. That's a whisper to you, everybody. Don't be painted fat. Just get a whisper.
And I'll tell you a good one. And I actually do really well on the 6 cent C15. But see, they're platinum citrus.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more shiny. It's almost got a silverish back. But it's got that white belly, and there you go. There's your little hint of orange.
There it is, man. The whisper. Look at that goggle eye on that thing.
Yeah,
the eyeball is giant. Looks like a zombie eye, dude.
Yep. So what I want guys to know, because they're going to ask me, the 6 cents, this bait, the 25 pulls hard. It is probably one of the harder pulling.
Cellmate from Cruz, he nailed the color. Cellmate is an awesome color. If you're into the spros, Baitman showed that spro earlier. Cellmate, I have to agree. It's got a little hint of that chartreuse with that beautiful back, man.
Yep, it's almost like someone set it on their dashboard and let it fade out. Hey, if you can't get chartreuse blue or anything, dude, you got to be really careful. I got baits everywhere, okay?
Yeah.
Dude, don't get on that. You're going to knock something over, okay? We'll get you over here in a minute, but...
So, like, when you're deep cranking, what's the water clarity like? Is there a time where you're looking at the water and go, it's not right for deep cranking?
When I look down, like now we've got...
what do you need for deep cranking?
A foot of visibility, if that.
That's it. Okay, gotcha. So
actually, what you really need, which is more important than watercolor, guys, is current. Because what happens when the current is hitting these places right, it stacks the fish into what I call attack mode, where they're on the point of the drop or their positions. Let's say let's say my hand's a drop. You know, you got this is the top of the drop and this is going down the bottom. When they're ready to catch, they'll be sitting right here. like right at the tip of the drop, and they'll be hugged to the bottom because they want something to come across this thing. And when that crankbait's going and it gets right here, they go. Yeah.
That, you know what? You just described tidal river bass.
Oh yeah.
A tidal river fish, when the current's pulling, he's going to get to the edge of a grass bed, a point. He's going to get to a dock pile. He's going to get to a lay down. He's going to get to a little ditch. There, current fish. I mean, so if you're fishing grass and you don't see current lean in the grass, you're generally not in the right spot. The bigger bites are going to come from current areas and current breaks.
So someone was asking about other colors. Here's a bluegill color. 6 cents. This is the C. I believe it's the C15.
Does that look like bull bream?
Sorta. I catch them on this color. This is a good one.
Oh yeah. Oh man, there you go. It's kind of, yeah, you're right. But it's got the bars. That's right.
And then,
because what are they eating out there?
Dude,
after the
you got two things that are going to be out there: threadfin shad or bluegill. Let me see if I can find some more. Now this, the old Norman flake, the 6 cents. I believe that's I forgot what they call it. Lavender citrus.
Man,
you got your lavender shad with the little citrus on the bottom.
Shad, dude. Lavender shad, man. One of the best Norman colors probably ever made.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't you say?
Yeah. All right. Here.
Say.
All right.
Got a lavender.
Anyone got at Pickwick Lake, guys? This is a 6XD. Freaking smokes them. This is a special run color from. It's
did you say Wilson?
Well, they'll eat it on Wilson. It's called Sexy Green Shad. It's got that IU light back.
Pickwick.
Yep, Pickwick, Wilson, IU back, some blue, special run color from a distributor, and it's got little scales. Dude, they smashed this thing down there. I've actually caught them on Kentucky Lake on it. But I mean,
hot mustard. That's another good dang deep diving color for sure.
This is another good one from 6 cents too, man. It's got that gold Tennessee shad style like back. This is shad. Oh man, Shad Craft or something like Shad Craft. Yeah, dude, it's nasty. But you see, got that chartreuse. I'll start switching to those shad colors after this. Probably into June when they've seen every chartreuse and blue plug in the world. The water starts clearing up a little bit better. That's when I want my whites, my shad stuff. Those gizzard shad really don't get out on the ledges as much as people think. They like being on the flats, on the top stuff. But once they do make it out there, that's really when I want to start going to those big shad patterns. And hey, I like the 6 cents deep plug. So what I'm showing you is what I carry. I'm not buying baits just to say, hey, throw these suck. But dude, these are my deal, man. If I'm going, I'm taking some 10XDs, I'm taking some 6 cents, I'm taking Rapalas, because I don't have a boat anymore. But I used to. I mean, I had 200 crankbaits at all times.
Nice.
And here's the deal: a lot of times, if you're fishing in the back of a boat and a guy's whipping you on one color, sometimes you throw a different color, that school goes different. But if you can't find chartreuse powder blue, chartreuse green, chartreuse purple, look at that, DT16 chartreuse purple shiner, man.
Oh yeah, man.
No one makes a chartreuse purple deep diver. But 6 cents is going to. We're gonna have Jaint juice in the sea.
That's kind of like Jaint juice, right?
Jaint juice, yeah.
Bullet.
But
what's up, Junior?
Oh yeah,
see him in there.
The Series 5 called Bully. My buddy and me helped design that one. Of course, it came out after, but Bully is a copy of the old Lucky Craft.
Really?
Bull brim color. Yeah, it is.
We're talking about the bull shad.
Bull brim. That's
what I mean. Bull brim. Sorry, bull brim.
Yeah.
Bull bream.
Yes.
Bream.
Bream. I tried to paint a bull bream.
Reb, I'm not saying that gizzards don't live out there. I'm just saying they don't wad up like threadfins do, at least on our lake.
There's my bull bream.
There you go.
Polish. Come on, man. That ain't terrible. Right? Look, I got my blue throat on there, man. That's with nail polish, bro. Come on, give me a little love.
That's stout.
I had to try. But don't do that at home, man. Set it to a good bait painter, because that's a hard color to match, I think.
You know, I mean, a really good bull bream.
I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, so here's a very underrated bait, dude.
No Lucky Crafts in the mix, man. No deep Lucky
No, I'm not a
Crafts?
fan of the Lucky Crafts. The ball bearings, the weight transfers got hung into them. Now,
well,
I did like the D12 pretty well. But here's one
that maybe you'd like.
The G8720A from Duo is a sleeper bait, and I like their.
I'm gonna show you another sleeper.
And one thing about it, listen to this.
What you got?
Is that a CB300?
Yeah, 350 Alpha. What?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. It goes a little deeper.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at the bill on that. And
narrow.
What I like this is glass and brass. It's got like 2 different types of rattles in it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost a shad. It's almost a rattle trap sound chamber in this thing. So they make it CB 100 to 100 to 150, 200, 250, 300, 350, 350 Alpha. And you can still get these. You got to change the hooks out because they are super small.
Yeah.
But that little joker, it gets big. It's a wide wobbling crank. It pulls hard.
Dude, this Duo, one thing I like, because a lot of these deep divers don't do it. They all got a rattle in them. And I'm telling you, these fish get accustomed. They hear that knock coming. They're like, oh, shit, I don't want to bite that again.
Right.
But this guy, nothing. So I really like this one, a finesse deep crank.
Mm-hmm.
It dives very smooth and easy. It's got a different shape to it. It's not a big giant body. And I like their colors because a lot of them are, this is like a ghost minnow, man. They're just very natural looking.
Yeah.
They even make like a pro blue color. I've really gotten to like these Duo deep cranks. Good hooks, man.
Somebody mentioned that tactical deep diver. They say that Duo looks like the tactical deep diver. Are you a fan?
I haven't thrown it. The tactical deep divers really, their play on a Lucky Craft D20. It's very similar. Very, very similar.
Not a Lucky Craft D20 fan, I hear.
I wasn't.
Okay.
Now, I've caught them on it.
Sure.
But my problem is those freaking ball bearings will get stuck in it. Now, if you said someone hand me a pile of the matte finish chartreuse powder blue ones, I'll take them. Those were the deal. Mm-hmm. The new ones where they're not, they've changed the plastic and stuff. Dude, so it's a bone plastic on those old ones.
Yeah.
And when you caught a bunch of fish, it would fade real good, man.
Yeah.
The more faded they were, the better. But you had to. I don't like the bright color ones.
Sorry. What about the TMCO Mad Pepper Magnum?
I don't think I've even seen one of that.
Yeah, TMCO made it. I never thrown it.
Watch out, bud.
I've got some bad peppers, but not like mad deep.
Yeah, I'm trying to get. I've got so much junk hanging out. We can clear, but I don't have 50 variations of deep divers, man. It's
right.
Strike King, 6 cents, Profound, and a couple Duos, and some DD22s, and every now and then get a wild hair. I might pull out a pose or something like that. But it for me, guys watching the stream, you don't have to go in a bait shop and stare at them for 2 hours and wonder what you buy.
That's right.
There's no certain colors that I think that are secret colors anymore.
What about the old man? Didn't Jason Quinn like that one?
Yeah.
I got one. Hold on.
The old man's was good.
That one right there?
Yeah, the big deep diving loudmouth. 30 plus.
This is not a loudmouth, but
the man's 30 plus.
Yeah, I don't know if this is the 20 or 30 plus, but it's got that, that was probably like the original, like before any of those Strike King deep baits came out. I mean, you could get that bait down right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What's the best deep Clear Lake crankbait for Postponed? I don't have any M. Jones, but I have always been told that Mega Bass Deep 6 is a great deep clear water bait. And that Duo is really good. Duo don't give me free baits. I like their stuff, man.
When you buy a bait that's expensive like that, it's saying something if you're throwing it, right?
Yeah, man. I do want to throw that tactical DD, by the way. Matt and Tim wouldn't put their name on anything if it was junk.
I would agree, man.
You know what I mean?
Agree.
I'm not.
No question.
I mean, if 6 cents come to me and said, "Hey, we got this awesome bait, we put your name on it," and it was like crappy, I just said, "No, don't do that."
Yeah.
That's just how I roll. And okay, here's a good one. Preference suspending or floating deep. I want buoyancy in a deep crankbait.
Yeah.
Now, those DD22s Eric was talking about, we used to do a lot of winter cranking. DD22 and brush in the winter, the suspending model. You'd hit the brush and just let it sit there, count to like 10. A lot of times you go to reel and it's like, boom.
Oh.
They'd be on there. Those bass would eat it and just move on.
He's like looking at it. As soon as you move it, he's like, ow. That's so cool, man.
I don't throw the Livingston deep plugs. They're junk. I stay away from most Livingston stuff. Now, they did make that B Viper Glide and that Walking Boss, too. You know, it's got the lip of a jitterbug and jointed. That was a good bait. Our boy Brent Anderson caught some on it. He's like, what is this bait? And I'm like, dude. He said they hit it so hard it knocked the cricket sound out of it. Dan says they can put his name on the biggest piece of crap plug on earth for $10K. Well, hey, that sounds just like a pro, man. Give me $10K and I'll run the maxi pad boat.
Baitman just said it.
Hey, Eric, you need to check your DMs. I got a buddy that's been wanting to send you a big humble from Craig Powers.
What?
Yeah.
No, he said I'm not on Facebook. That's the problem.
Yeah, got to get him on Instagram.
Man, I would love to get a big humble. Are you kidding me?
Dude, I bet if anybody can make an awesome boss a deep diver, Craig Powers could do it.
He could.
I'm going to talk to him about it.
I mean, here's his little CP3. When I talk deep, this is what I'm throwing. That little flat side right there in the spring and fall, it's getting work done, man.
I'm trying to
a little bit of lead wire on the back hook right there. That little joker, I'll throat weight him too for early spring cranking and a spring crawl. But that little joker in the fall, I like his foil sides too.
So Strike King makes this bait right here in a 5XD and a 6. This is MM Moongill. My buddy over at Bag 5 Baits, he painted an 8XD in Moongill for me. Dude, this is one of those specialty colors I'll throw.
Whoa. That had a little purple shine on the back, bro.
Hey, dude.
That's like an old splatterback.
So, yeah, it's a splatterback gill, basically.
But
I need to find my 5XD in this color. Don't tell me.
Yeah.
So, here's a series 5 or series 4.
Wait a minute, man. They said 10K, man. Don't drive the Maxi Pag boat. Drive the Viagra boat or the Extends boat. Why not? But for 10K, I would drive. Yeah, I mean, hell yeah.
There's a lot of things I would do for 10K.
That's what I'm saying.
But you look at that old root beer, and then you look at the Moongill.
Oh my God, that's what I'm saying.
So here's the deal.
What I like about your paint is it's got that purple highlight. You shine that bait, it's got that purple highlight going on in the back right there. Yeah, see, I'm all about that kind of highlight action.
But this is not white. It's almost a bone, orange belly, the purple highlight. You can see that Bag 5, dude. The guy does amazing work. But
yeah, so Caleb Morgan asked about some different retrieves besides burn it. Baitman went over one of them. As you contact the structure, he wants to get that bait to slide. Yeah. So what he does, he stops the bait, and then he pulls the rod forward, and that bait just slides along the bottom.
Sometimes, Caleb, I'll throw it out there. I hit the bottom. I give it a jerk, and I let it makes that bait twitch or whatnot. And then I reel in the slack, and I'll just keep pulling. And a lot of times, you can pull real hard once it gets down there, and you just feed it line and just keep easing your pull. You make a couple reels, and you're just gliding that bait down there. It's a finesse way, and dude, they eat that because a lot of guys throw it and they're just cranking, and it's boom, 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 boom. When you throw it out there, you throw it, hit the bottom, you just glide it, and just that Z-Boss, Z-Boss.
That was made to do that, wasn't it?
Yeah, the way it is in deep water, it really likes that glide.
I mean, Horton was trying to get that out of it. Why did he do that switchback? Rattler or non-rattling, but that Z-Boss.
So you don't have to buy two baits?
Yeah, right. Did it work? Could you really
Dude, I'll be honest. I didn't even give a shit whether it knocked or was silent.
You just liked it, yeah.
But they ate it.
Yeah.
They had a color. It was a weird color name. It was almost like a Tennessee shad with a little change in it. Yeah. They ate really good. And then they had that sour grape color.
Oh, that's your flavor right there, bro.
Yeah. I did try the backstabber deep crankbait northeast bass fishing, and it went in the trash with my Guggen baits. It was rough.
Man, M. Jones, you know it, man. Magnum Coosa River pre-spawn spotted. I'd love to do that.
So that color I just had, you can buy it from Tackle Warehouse. It's Moongill. It's in a 5 and 6 XD, and it's really good in the red eye shad.
Did you see Chad's Wigglewort box, man, last night? I mean, no, on Thursday night.
Oh yeah, I did. Dude, freaking nasty.
He took out his game. Oh my gosh.
So I got a little scared, bud, when you asked him, and he said, "Now some people would say the rock crawler is as good as a Wigglewort," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm getting out of here."
You know what? I saw a pool demonstration of the rock crawler, the OG Wigglewort, the new Rapala Wigglewort.
Was that Ben Milliken's video?
The Major Craft one. Yeah. That was fascinating to me. Part of the magic of the Wigglewort is how slow that thing backed out. If you've ever watched Wigglewort videos or done any Wigglewort fishing, and somebody asked about retrieves, one of my favorite retrieves in the spring when I'm deep cranking, and for me on my rivers, 8 to 10 foot is deep cranking. I'm chucking that bait out and I am cranking it down to depth, and then I'm pulling it with my rod tip and then catching up with the reel.
Yes.
And that makes that bait do some really interesting things. Baxter's talking about sliding, but if you're pulling it with it, it allows it to just kind of slow hunt and find, cover. And you could feel it a lot better. If I'm constantly cranking, when I'm pulling, I'm just so much more in tune with everything that's going on because my other hand's not engaged. You know what I'm talking about? Yep. So that's a deadly retrieve for me. Plus, you're putting pauses into it. As I pull the bait forward, and then I catch up with it, I'm actually letting it pause and then back up a little bit, and that's when a lot of the bites occur. So
I'm trying to find my freaking Berkeley dredger. I had some, and I can't find them. That's a stupid underrated bait. I don't like the smaller ones, but the dredger 20 and 25. Yeah. I mean, they got like a 5XD body on it. Dude, this guy's been freaking 8, dude. So I'm going to tell you guys.
Series 5? Was that a Series 5?
This is a 5XD. So
5XD.
I like a 5. You know why? Because you don't have a big profile, small body.
Like the 5XD or Series 5? Which one?
Depends on what I'm doing. If I don't want to go more than 12 feet, Series 5 all the way. It's probably Series 5 is probably the best. Does this make sense? Deep mid crankbait there is. Yeah, it's a deep crankbait, but it doesn't dive 20 foot.
It's all relative. Deep cranking to you is 20 foot, right?
Yeah, if I want to crank 10 foot, Series 5 all the way.
Right there.
And
underrated too, right? Underrated.
Very. More pros order the Series 4 and Series 5 crankbait from Strike King than any other crankbait.
Yep. Does anybody like the Ken IOB 10 FTU stuff? I don't know about it.
Me either.
Yeah, talk to us, St. Crest. Don't know about it. How about the Freak, the Rick Klund Freak?
Wasn't a fan.
Why not?
Just threw it, didn't catch fish. But I throw a 5XD a lot, Eric.
Yeah.
Now, this is a little tip for you guys. A lot of pressure, water's clearing, not getting bites, green gizzard. For some reason, look at this guy. Look at the chew marks on the ass end of that bait. Look all up front.
That's the one in the box right there, green gizzard. Dude, that's a bad mammoth jammer right there.
I need to replace that front hook. That's the only bad thing. If you start catching a ton of them,
bent out, dude. Look at that.
They will bend. Man, I wish I could find that Berkeley dredger. It's really making me mad. I can't find it. I know I got one somewhere. Oh, here's a color. Dirty water. When that water's real dingy, I want something bright. This is called Apple Shad from Strike King. Bright, nasty chartreuse. Actually, I lied to you. I catch a bunch of white bass on this for some reason. But man, there's no reason to get crazy with colors. I mean, get you a variation of chartreuse and blue, or chartreuse blue and white, citrus shad, and then get you some lavender shads, some regular Tennessee shads, and get you a couple green gizzard, blue gizzard, chartreuse shad. That's a nasty one. Anything in that color right there, dude. Like that old Lucky Craft chartreuse shad. They'll bite it. Of course, Sixth Sense has got so many awesome colors, but
what about the Series 5 Silent, man?
All right.
No, you want that knock? Let's talk about it.
You know, we've been throwing out some knocking baits right now.
Yeah, so let's talk about that.
Silent or not?
Yes.
For a mix-up, you know? Like, you've been jamming them. Could somebody throw silent behind you and catch one?
Yes.
Like if you both are deep cranking on the front of your boat in a derby.
Yep.
Or is that guy not supposed to be cranking? He's supposed to be throwing something else.
Well, if you're with, it just depends, I guess, who you're fishing with. If you're not catching, so what happens here is these schools get fired up. So if I'll throw a crankbait and maybe I catch him, and so my partner he gets in that.
Set this up. You got the guy who was supposed to be on the show tonight. You said he's the best crank you know.
Mm-hmm.
He's deep cranking. You guys are in a tournament situation. You're out there on a ledge. You got your beta choice on. Mm-hmm. He's whacking them. Are you right there on the front with him, and you both are slinging the freaking 6XD? No, what are you doing?
Throw a swim bait.
Whoa. Wait. What kind of swim bait are you throwing on a deep ledge? Talk to me, dude.
Bass tricks. Bass tricks,
really?
You throw bass tricks, paddle tail, true bass, you know, same kind of deal. I'll put it on a 1/2 ounce or 3/4 ounce head and I slow roll it back there.
So basically, that's what you're doing to complement the bite. I mean,
that or I'll just be old school and drag a jig or a worm. But one reason I do that, if we go out practice fishing, because we practice, it may be for 4 hours. If we go out there and he's like, pulls out a crankbait, whack, whack, there's no need for me to even mess with it. I mean, I like throwing it. And I feel I'm good with the deep crankbait, but he's so much better than me. He gets so in tune with his retrieve and everything that it's better for me to drag or slow roll something and have the net sitting next to me. You don't know how many times I've netted a bass. I mean, he's got a fish on a crankbait. I'm netting. I've got my rod and reel, push the button on a swim bait or a worm, and I net his fish, and I go to pick it up, and he's pulled the school, and they go, boom, they bait my bait.
Yeah.
And in one tournament, I'll never forget, this is about 4 years ago, I was talking about the 8XD, one of the biggest schools of 4 to 5 pounders we ever had.
Pulled it up.
Dude, I didn't even touch a rod. I just had the net.
That was it.
So what I would do, because I was throwing a crankbait with him for a reason, I knew this was going to happen. We found these fish at the end of our last practice day, and I caught a double and he caught a double at the same time.
Oh my God! What? That's
pandemonium. And he said, "Just freaking let's go. We're not going to go anywhere." It was just
double. So was it double of like 2 5s and 2 4s on?
He had one about rods? 5 and one about 6, and I had one about 3 and one about 4.
5, 6 is 11.
So we literally 14, had 18 pounds in 2 fish. It's a true story. And he just said,
"Now what do you do?"
He said, "Let's go find some more." That's all I said. Didn't even mash the waypoint. He didn't need to. I mean, he can triangulate the spot. And but we had found a wad of fish moving out from a major creek to the main river, basically.
Okay. Wow.
So anyway, tournament starts. We run to another spot. He catches a big smallmouth and whatnot. And he said, "Pick up that crankbait." And I said, "You don't want me to drag a jig or swim bait?" He said, "No, I want you to throw that crankbait. I'm throwing." He said, "Throw 8XD, same color I'm throwing, because when they bite, we got to have someone on the net. But I'm going to catch them so quick. What I'm going to do, as soon as you net a fish, hand me your rod." So he would throw out there and catch one about 4.5 to 5. And then I would net it and hand him my rod, and he would start cranking and go, "There's another one." So I was basically net.
This is like a
live
Civil
well.
War scene, like the musket. You're like loading the musket.
Yes,
back,
I was loading the net with the bass,
fire,
putting it in the live well. Didn't use cold tags, and then here's another one. And then eventually he would just be, "Oh, it's only about 4. It ain't going to help us." And he would just hand me your rod. So I handed him my rod. I'd reel it in and take it off. Dude, it was the craziest 2 hours of crankbait fishing I've ever seen in my life.
Man, another $5 from Chris McVeigh.
Chris McVeigh, awesome. Good dude, man. OG viewer, dude. He has been on the stream for a long time.
Oh, man, you got to love it, man. I know you got some good viewers that support you, brother.
Hey, I like watching Trav on Smallmouth Crush and everything. You know I'm in the chat. We're up to 430. Yeah. We're a little short of 1,200.
We're at big time.
But it's only 9:30 at my end. We got a while to go. We're gonna talk about all kinds of baits too. We're not done. Hold on.
Oh yeah, Charles, that Vixen is ridiculous.
My wife got all dressed up and everything. We might just get her to cut my hair anyway. Screw it.
Yeah. Why not?
We got to do it for the people.
That would be fun.
You
mean buzz it or like just give you a good haircut?
I'll buzz it.
Oh, buzz it. You're going to buzz it no matter what?
Yeah, might as well. I mean, dude, look.
It's time, man.
We might as well just give her the buzz.
Baitman or Eric, you ever do the Iconelli technique by slapping your rod up? I think that's like rattle trap fishing. Like
that's a
grass technique, right? So if you're in thick grass, I mean, that's, you're popping it out of the grass, and he does that double hand or pop the bottom to really rip that rattle bait. It's a call it a trap style bait out of the grass. So yeah, definitely have done that.
Yeah, my comb over is pretty rough. It's a little Trumpish. And that's why I'm just going.
Kneeling and reeling, dude. Talk about Paul Elias kneeling and reeling. He set the record, didn't he?
He did.
Down on what, Falcon?
That shit works too.
Was it Falcon?
Yep.
Yeah.
It works.
That's so crazy.
I don't do it much. Actually, I used to on the DD22s, man. Get that extra foot or two. Don G, thoughts on Profound cranks, man. I love them. I'll be honest. I went in the store and I had to buy me a couple more because I was low. I went over to Fast Eddie's Bait and Tackle, great place here on Kentucky Lake, but they had the best stock of these. But
Fast Eddie's?
Yeah.
They call it Fast Eddie's for real, man.
Dude, Fast Eddie's has amazing food too. So got a catfish dinner, 2 catfish dinners, and 2 Profounds at Fast Eddie's. They're like $30.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That's awesome, man.
I'm going to message the wife. I'm going to say, get your clippers.
Bayou Burner says, have her cut a crankbait design on your head. That might be a little bit tough. What's the dum-dum rig?
Never heard of the dum-dum rig.
I can't say.
Oh, yeah, that's an Iconelli. That's a finesse deal.
Oh, on the finesse side. Yeah, I got you, man. Fast Eddie's.
All right, Nate Swan says, I'm getting the crankbait game. What should we look for in a rod? Well, to be honest, I don't throw a glass rod unless I throw a wart or a rock crawler. Mm-hmm. But what you need, it needs to be parabolic. And what I mean by that, hand demonstration, that's what I like to do.
Hold on.
A normal rod bends at the tip.
I can help you.
Yes. Look at Eric's rod. See how it's bending in the middle?
See how it's bending in the middle, guys?
That's what you need in a crankbait rod.
This bends all the way down to my last guide. I'm going to try not to break this rod. So here's my Shimano Corrado. I got a 51E. This is my 6.3-1. This was made by Bill Poe. It's a custom Loomis blank. It was a composite blend, so it's combination graphite fiberglass. So a lot of the pros have switched to graphite rods for sensitivity. Mm-hmm. But I feel like this is the best of both worlds for me. I'm not prescribing this for anybody else. They don't make this rod anymore, but there's some more new composites out there. But that's what Baitman's talking about. It bends. This is an 845 blank. So I would probably pick this as this is my all-around cranking rod. Not for deep cranking like we're talking about, but if I'm wiggle warting, I'd probably throw in the 843. But this will handle a nice square bill or 2.5. So, but it's got that parabolic bend. You want that thing bending all the way through the blank, almost not necessarily down to the handle, but definitely the last guide.
Yes, or you can buy a ducket, and it's just how they bend. I don't even know why they have a cranking series because all their stuff is so parabolic. Let's just talk about rods in different companies' rods real quick. So you're a Loomis guy. Get the Bronze Loomis.
Oh, you know that, man. Bronze
Should be
series,
straight
bro.
up. They don't pay me. Best cranking rods ever made.
Thank you, man. God, I'm so glad you said that, man, because I'm a huge fan. You can find them, guys, sometimes on eBay. People will be selling them. I have no idea why.
Yeah.
But if you see a bronze cranking series, you will not be sorry. I don't care if it's 843, 845, 847. They got deep flex models out there.
You know what's a great 6XD rod is that 845. A 5XD, 6XD.
Really?
If you can find you an 845, it's only a 7.6 rod, correct?
Got it. Yep. Yeah.
It's a freaking good one, man.
Yep.
And then for square bills, but you don't have to spend, $200-300 on a good deep cranking rod. I'll be honest, man. Old Abu Veritas was not bad. They had the right action.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The old cranking Veritaases weren't bad. I'm trying to think. Daiwa makes some really good cranking sticks. The Elite, the big 8-foot, that's a composite rod. Dude, that's really good. A little soft for a 10XD, but man, all the other stuff it's good for. if it had just a tad more backbone. It's really close. So the guy I fish with, he uses a 711 medium heavy Shimano Crucial, the black one. But it's got that wiggly tip. That's the deal, man. I've watched fish on that rod. Dude, I've thrown it, and you'll watch them go thump,
bite it.
Thump. Yeah, it's like a crappie bite. They go thump.
So, dude. So I don't know if you guys watch Matt Pangrac and Mark Jeffries. They fished off on their home lake, right? And Jeffries was 0-7 against Pangrac. And Matt was catching like tons of 15.5, 15 3/4. He just couldn't get the kicker fish. So Jeffries, you know, they both went different directions, north and south. Jeffries kept a crankbait rod in his hand. As you watch Jeffries crank, you will see the fish hit the crankbait before he reacts. You'll watch the tip, it'll go, bing. That's what Baitman's talking about. On a great crankbait rod, that fish can suck that bait in, and you know, then I personally lean into them. There's no massive hook set on a crankbait. Let's talk about that.
So I'll tell you guys another secret.
I'm leaning and reeling. Yep. Go ahead.
The deep crank deal. I've seen guys, they'll go down there and one bites and they go, "Oh, missed him." No. Just keep reeling and lean into them.
Lean in.
When they smoke it, they got it. Just start reeling and pull into them. And a lot of guys lose fish because they start, he's got me. I just keep them coming, because if you get that fish turned toward you, that bait's giving a lot of leverage. A lot of times you can ski them up on top of the water. It's like they get paralyzed.
That's right.
Now, 6-7 pounders, they're going to have their way. I mean, I use light line. I still try to get them. Where you have to be careful is when they get to the boat, especially on light line. You got to let them do their thing. But if you can ever get their leverage where they're coming straight at you, and if you're a buddy turn, it makes a big difference, because the guy's standing right there with the net. The worst thing you can do is stab the net at them.
Oh, God.
I always, and maybe I'm wrong.
Tell me.
I put the net in the water.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
And let the guy
bring the fish to the net. Dude, I don't know how many times crankbait, jig, they're bad about throwing a jig. Get the water in the net.
Oh, yeah.
And he brings the fish there and tries to kind of pull it up into the net. You don't have to put the whole thing in there, but just, 3/4, a quarter, half the net. And that fish jumps. Dude, a lot of times I've been, whoop, there he is. I mean, I lost a hat because a crankbait hit my hat, come off, but the bass was in the net.
That's so cool.
If you're a co-angler, do not stab at fish, especially crankbait fish, because what'll happen is you'll miss. I mean, you'll miss and you hit the crankbait, and all of a sudden you got a treble hook in the net and it pulls it off. Get that net in the water. Let that guy bring the fish to the net, because if they tire out, I mean, it's easy.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Hey, what about the Kistler feel and reel?
So I used to use the old Kistler magnesium crankbait rods. They weren't bad. They made some good ones.
I'm talking about the feel and reel now as a composite blank.
I hadn't used it.
Pretty nice.
Billy designed rods for Castaway.
I got to tell you, it's a rod to look at for replacement for the Bronze Series, because I have two that I bought.
Yep.
And I will report back to the viewers this year on either smallmouth crush or here what I think.
Or both. We'll do both.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Dude, I loved my Kistlers. I mean, my partner, all his bottom dragon stuff is Kistler. I use it today.
Shady Banks, no way you broke your old 845 and 906, man.
The only problem is if you send those to warranty, you get an IMX Pro. I don't like the IMX Pros.
Well, that's what they're gonna send them, man. So dang, man. So when deep cranking, does the structure you're feeling dictate which crankbait you use or switch to? Absolutely. Brush piles, go balsa.
Yeah, brush, balsa, rock, plastic.
Plastic dominates.
And I will tell you, if I'm cranking grass, I don't want to dive into the grass. I want to tick it.
Tick the top. Yep. That's harder to do, man.
That's actually, balsa's really good ticking over that grass, because most of them don't dive that far. The other tip is, this is an 8XD, 8XD just for reference, it dives, they say 20 to 25 foot. I'm not going to throw that. I'm always going to make sure my crankbait will over crank 2 foot. So if I've got 14 foot, I don't want a diver that dives 14. I want one that dives 16, 17.
Yeah, you want to go a little bit deeper.
It's fixing to get nasty up in here.
Oh, guys, like and share right now.
We're fixing to get a haircut,
because it's about to go down.
I got a plug in right here.
Please don't plug in that pictures do. But
All right. Yeah. Ooh, she smells good. My wife's smelling good up in here. See how many viewers we do got. So it'll be
Any news on the DT flat release? The Slim Shad.
DT Slim Shad. It would probably be iCast digitally.
Okay.
You know, they're digitally doing iCast this year.
Fat Papa 70.
Ooh.
Brad, love that bait.
So that's a very underrated deep crankbait.
Yep.
It's got a big, that old DB3 wide wobble. It's kind of got that deal going.
Yeah. Hi, Miss Baitman.
Eric says hi.
Hi.
How are you? What's your first name? I don't know.
Her name is
properly introduced.
Her name is Brittany, but don't call her. She says she doesn't want to be known as the bait woman.
No, that's why I want to know her first name.
She actually said, Eric, she wants to start a YouTube channel doing makeup reviews. And I said, well, I got this guy that he paints his crankbait with fingernail polish, so he can tell you the stuff.
I do. Sally Hansen, hard as nails, right there.
Yeah, Sally Hansen. All right, we're going to do this. We got almost 500 viewers. You know what? I'm not worried about if we got 100 or 5,000.
Right, he's doing.
I need a haircut. The headphones must go.
This is crazy, man. I can't even believe it's happening.
So we're gonna take it all off the same.
Yes.
No way. What the heck? What number is that on right now?
Oh my gosh. I've never had my hair this short in my life.
Going down live right now. Oh my gosh.
Take it. So that's what I'm doing.
I feel like Private Pile.
Oh no, man. No.
I feel like the guy from Full Metal Jacket right now.
This is my rifle.
Oh my goodness. If you kept it just like that, I would be Joe Thomas.
I can't believe it. Oh my gosh. Dang. Crazy.
If you were wearing a low cut, we'd get a lot more viewers.
Wow. You got to make some hair jigs now.
You wear a hat anyway, so it don't matter.
Is it done?
No.
What about the back? Could I leave like a mullet back there? Just leave it in the back. What about this, guys? Just good?
Yeah, look at that, man. Looks like a mohawk. Backside mohawk.
Put the hat on, you can't tell.
No, right?
Okay.
They say leave a mud flat.
No.
My wife won't let me do that. And finish her off.
Man, he's ready to enlist.
What?
Nothing.
Wow.
Oh, that was my ear.
Sorry. Now we just gotta.
Wow.
Now we just gotta trim.
Oh, now you're going to trim
it
it?
over your ears.
We got to keep trimming?
Your neck and over your ears.
What do we think? It's really not that bad, Eric.
It isn't. It isn't. You can rock because you got the beard.
Do you know what I feel like?
Talk to me.
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan. Man.
If I could swell up a little bit.
Joe
Talk
Rogan.
some conspiracy theories.
I'm out.
Plug this in.
High tight.
She's got to trim this now. I need to go. I'm going to have to get, after this is done, I'm going to go shake off like a dog.
Save some of that hair, man. Top a hair jig.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely, man. You got to tie a hair jig like a real hair and go catch one on it.
Yeah. I'm going to try to talk while she does this. So she even got a purple flower tattoo. You know, she knows what's up.
She knows what's up. That's right.
I also kind of feel like that guy on American History X. Not a good guy, you know.
Oh yeah, man. What was his name? Ed Norton Jr.
Neely's
Yeah.
gonna flip out.
My what?
Neely's gonna flip out.
Yeah. Oh man, my daughter's gonna go crazy when she sees this.
Is she doesn't know what's happening?
No.
No way, dude.
I feel like naked though, like no hairs up there or nothing.
It feels weird, huh?
Yeah.
Have you ever had your hair that short?
Never in my life.
Ever.
Ever.
Not even when you were a kid.
No, ever. I rocked the Lloyd Christmas
All right, I gotta.
Dumb and Dumber bowl cut.
I
She's
gotta
got
get over your ears.
gotta get over my ears.
Getting it right now. Dude, you look good. It's the beard, dude.
Hey, my dog's here.
What's your dog's name?
That's what I'm talking about. That's a good position there, Brittany. got a little headrest.
Justin Royal says, "Welcome to the club."
I'm
bro.
glad it's not too cold in here. My eyes get poked out.
Drill
I'm fixing to
sergeant.
get cuts. What's fixing to happen?
And somebody says that's great for the hot Kentucky
You
summer
good?
that's coming up, man.
Let me line you up here.
Oh, I'm getting a line up. I'm getting
Uh-oh.
a straight line.
Oh, wow. Wow, she's brave.
Well, that little receding hairline kind of.
Yeah. You like it?
Yeah,
Actually, it looks pretty good.
I mean it
Looking
does.
good, man.
Just keep your beard, don't shave.
Yeah. I'm going to have to go shake off. Get back on the string. All right. I'll be right back. I'm going to go shake off like a dog.
Dang. How about that?
Dude, it's not bad.
Hey, man, it just got
Black
it
Market
done.
Haircut. If you're in Kentucky Lake area, you got to go to the
Stop
Touch of
on
Class Salon. Little plug. She is super busy, already booked for the first week.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, you opening back up?
Opening
$5?
back up. They're $10 haircuts and whatnot. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
What's the name of the salon again? Super
A
Classic?
Touch of Class.
A Touch of Class Salon.
Yeah.
What's the town?
Benton, Kentucky. It's next to my house almost. Maybe I'll give her a bunch of baits, and if you guys come in and get a haircut, she'll send you baits.
There you
All
go.
right, I'm gonna go shake off. Be right back. We gotta get back to cranking. We gotta get to these baits I bought. Break them down.
She cranked it up right there, brother. Hey,
All right.
just got right to it.
Okay. Oh god.
Brittany, somebody asked if they only shave heads. I don't think she can hear me.
I think I'm good.
Well, that was pretty spectacular is all I got to say. I've never seen that happen on a live stream for bass fishing. Come on. Spider Co.
Looks good.
You're welcome. I like it.
It looks good, man.
We got hair. Sorry.
One more little touch up.
I couldn't really reach you.
It's okay.
All right,
I'm gonna get back to doing my thing.
Okay, there you go.
Baxter, my wife's coming down,
Good.
man. She's coming down for mine, man.
Hey, he's got a head full of nice hair.
Oh, Brittany says, "Wow, you got a nice head full of hair.
Silver fox there.
Silver fox."
I can't even tell, man, if it, got a hat on, but it's
really
long,
does.
dude. It's long.
It looks good.
I like
need
the
a
silver.
haircut bad.
No homo. I wish I had that.
I really like the silver. Kind of got a George Clooney look going on there.
Oh man,
Oh man, I'll
You-
take that.
George Clooney. Hey guys, thank you so much for the donations
Hey.
too.
Hey,
By the
your
way,
wife just got a $10 tip, bro.
I'll
Make
give
sure
I'll
she
give
gets
her a
that.
little tip. Trust me.
You're right. $10. Kevin
Yeah,
S just
10
sent it
bucks.
in, man.
Oh, you
$10.
15. Armstrong Custom Copper, $5. Thank you, man. I'll make sure the wife gets taken care of. Dude, I
that
feel
was
I feel a little cold.
Dude. You just went to it. That's the craziest thing I've ever seen on a bass show.
Except
You
for
got
when
it
she
tight.
waxed my chest hair.
I didn't see the chest hair. I saw the eyebrow one.
Oh, she waxed my eyebrow before I come on the show this time. Dude, this hat feels a little funny right now.
Dang.
All right, so Billy Knowles says the Corrado cranking rod for $100 on sale at TW. I don't like any of the new Corrado rods except the cranking rods. They're really not that bad.
Are they the cranking rods?
Yeah, for $100, you're going to be pretty
good
happy.
Price point. I mean, if it's got the correct parabolic action, I mean, look, man. I mean, they can do a lot with graphite that they couldn't do before right now.
St. Croix S glass. If you like a glass rod, that's really the deal.
S class is.
I'll throw a glass. I used to, not anymore. I want to feel that crankbait. So we're going to get asked this: the difference between glass and graphite cranking. Number one, graphite, you got a little bit more backbone.
Mm-hmm.
You can cast a little farther because glass can get really whippy. But two, sensitivity, dude.
True.
On a 6XD, 5XD, or a C15, any of those mid diving deep, you can feel that bait moving.
Yeah, shadow.
You get in tune, you start feeling it move. Glass, you don't get that feel. You also feel the bottom better.
Yeah, true. The Zodiac's glass is good. I like the Zodiac's rod from Shimano.
I do. Very underrated rod, man.
100% for the price, for sure.
Yeah, they had a 7.6 medium heavy graphite. It's not a cranking, dude. That's a really good deep football jig worm. I don't use a heavy. A lot of guys use a heavy football jig. I like a medium heavy. Again, I'm not using a giant gaff hook.
Yeah, I don't think that makes any sense to me.
I gotta give a shout out to Justin Royal in the chat. He's got a really good YouTube channel, and he's been watching me for a long time, and I watch his stuff. But he's a Texas guy, dude. He caught a 9 and I believe a 10 in the last 2 weeks on YouTube. Swim jigging it, buddy.
What? What's his favorite swim jig? I think
he throws a 6-inch Divine.
That's the head right there, bro. The big one. If you're throwing it for the 9 and 10 pound janks, you better be throwing the stepped up one. I got it right here, man. I like this one right here. I like this little swim jig head in the naked color.
Yep.
I got them on sale too, man. You can't beat that right there, dude. Screw lock keeper, forget about it. And their white perch color skirt.
Dude.
Man. That's what I'm talking about.
So people ask, how do you get that a skirt over a
hard as shit.
Yeah, it is. But
I'd rather hand tie it personally.
Yeah.
But I did. Let me see if I can find it here because I just put it on. Here you go. Oh no, you know what? I put an old living rubber skirt on that Divine. Look at that thing, man. That's my Slim Shad.
I found this. I showed this last time I streamed. I found these. Look at here.
Oh, dude.
So these are spinnerbait skirts, but I found a little white and chartreuse one.
Is that flat rubber? Because that's
flat rubber.
This is silicone made to act like rubber. That's the cool part. So I don't know if
this one's got flat rubber on the outside and then silicone in the middle. This one's just basically silicone.
All right. Well, you know what? This might be silicone on the middle. And this could be flat rubber on the outside. It sure does feel like it. It's stretchy like it.
Hey, look at here. We got a good tip right here in the stream. Put electrical tape over the screw lock.
What the hell was I thinking, man? I just learned something, man.
Me too. Because I was going to say just get needle nose and just open it. I always just open the needle nose up and thread it on there.
Lick and stick. Thank you for the tip, man. Damn, I wish I could give you a donation. That's a great tip right there, dude. That's what I'm talking about. I was trying to find that. Where is that thing? I don't know. Oh, my bro Barney. That's my favorite little swim jig for the grass. Check that out with that. Chigger crawl. Forget about it, man.
So let's talk about these baits I bought. So this is the original Sumo Frog. So if you guys don't remember, Dean Rojas is actually the guy that made the Sumo Frog famous because this was his original walking frog. So the place I went to is called Mike's Tackle World, and it is in Decatur, Illinois. It is kind of in a place where you go, but it's got a pretty decent hook in the Sumo. Got the weight back there, long legs. Dude, Baitman Jr., check this out. Oh my gosh, you should see his face. You like it? Come on over here. Let's come talk baits.
Junior,
Come on, Junior.
Feel his head like you. I know when.
Rub my head. Give me a noogie.
Come on, man.
Give me a noogie.
Come on, rub
Are you
his head,
scared?
dude.
No. Do you like it? No. Okay. Yeah.
All right, snap or split ring on the connection end for deep cranking or any cranking for that matter.
Just use a split ring.
Split ring.
Whatever comes on it.
Got it.
So I feel like this
All right,
sometimes.
wait. I'm gonna get real super technical with you here now.
All right.
Do you try to get the split ring groove in the
Yes.
eye of the? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. I want the groove of the split ring in the eye.
How do you keep that thing? Like it moves around, so you got to check it every once in a while, right?
Pretty much. I mean, there's not a perfect way. I've heard of some guys taking little beads, and put them on a split ring. Those you can get them in the craft station. Tiny beads, like on a spinnerbait blade, where it can't rotate. Think about that.
Man, that's kind of crazy.
It's a pain in the ass because you almost have to put the split ring on for the bait, then the beads. I'm not. Listen, Aaron Martins might do that. I'm not doing it.
I'm not doing that.
But
if you're using a snap, I like the decoy egg snap. So
decoy egg snap's the way to go. Owner makes a good snap. They actually make a split ring. Owner makes a semi-oval split ring.
That's my favorite snap right there. I don't know if you guys can see it or if it's doing. Is it focusing the camera?
Yeah, man.
Okay, cool. Decoy egg snap. That's my favorite all around size. But they make them in 2, 3, 4, up to 5. I use 5 for my big swim bait. So, yep. How's A-Mark? I think he's good.
I think he's
good.
Yeah,
man.
So I went in this place, Mike's Tackle World. The lady that runs it, her name's Joanne. Super nice. I'll upload the video this week. I'm going to get edited. I'll just let Baitman Jr. run crazy. This kid was more excited going there than Toys R Us. But anyway, I'd heard this story about Aaron Martins because they had a tournament, an Elite Series event on Decatur Lake. And long story short, he said, this is the most amazing place I've ever been. And so they don't have shopping baskets. They got buckets, like 5-gallon buckets. She said he had like 15 of those buckets. And she said he bought every old Bagley's crankbait, regardless of color they had.
Where?
At this place.
At
Mike's Tackles World.
It's gone.
It was gone. Yeah, she told me, oh, yeah, I had all the old. She said I had all the old ones, not the new packaging or the ones from 5 years ago, the old silver white packaging.
What? How many did she have? That's crazy.
She said he probably bought. She said he bought every one they had.
Oh my god!
She was over 500.
What?
Dude, I'm telling you.
What were they priced at?
Probably like $6.99. So Pangrak was telling me, he knew I was going there. He said, "Tell Joanne I said hi." She loves Pangrak. Great dude too. First time I ever talked to him was the other night, and she said that she loves him. He's from that place or whatnot. So Pangrak told me they are buying so much stuff, and they always keep the shelves full. Like, she walks through every day, and if baits have been bought, she goes on the boxes on top or wherever, and she puts more baits. Well, what happened is, let's just say Lucky Craft, for example. Well, the peg would be almost empty, and they put ones on there. Well, they're putting the fresh new stock over top of old baits, like those old Series 5s or 5XDs in that card.
The old ones are back.
All the olds in the back. And he says, man, if you will dig, you'll find. So I found. All right, so I showed Eric. I got some missile baits and Desert Storm. That's if y'all guys missed the smallmouth crush, Mansu and Morgan Thaler, really high on this color. I like the D-bomb. Good bait, man. I gotta find some place to put my stuff. I'll just make sure I put it in the right bag here. I got another bag. Yeah, I'll put it there. But check this buzzbait out. This is a Producto Lure Maxi Buzz. Let's get this thing out. I'm not collecting it. I bought it because I'm going to fish it. I know Producto Lures made, soft plastics. They made a Baby Huey style bait, a gator tail.
Oh, let me see that. I gotta wait for you over here. I'm looking. Oh, dude, there you go.
It's not going to be a head knocker or very silent. I like that.
That's a man. Is that a triple or a quad wing?
Quad wing. You don't find those hardly anywhere anymore.
No, they're hard to find, man.
Doesn't have a lot of squill. We can make it squeal though.
But that ain't bad.
But you know, man, it moves good though.
Hey, did they have any producto worms there, man?
Yes, all kinds of them.
No, dude, I
wax full.
Dude, really?
Dude, when you see the video this week,
grape, did they have like the yellow packaging? Producto yellow. That's the
yes, they had some of those.
No freaking way, man. Oh my God, Gary Ong says Producto paddle tail.
Blake Grit.
Black grape, #1. I used to catch some of it. You know what makes that bait special? The thing is super stupid soft, first of all.
Yep.
Second of all, that tail, that was the original like floating plastic. It's high float.
Yep.
And it just had so much stupid action to it, man. Why did I stop fishing stuff like that?
Why did I just, me too. Post 400.
Think about it. Like the old baits that used to be super reliable that them fish haven't seen. I don't know anybody that I know that throws a Producto black grape anymore. I used to throw it when I was pond hopping as a kid and in Florida all the time and just no flavor.
Dude, I used to throw a Zoom cotton candy 6-inch lizard like nobody's business and catch bass. And now I couldn't even find them the other day.
Dang, man. What the hell?
Here's an old school bait from Mann's. The Phenom, the 10-inch Phenom worm. That used to be the worm on the ledges here.
Dang, man.
Thanks, Nick Barrett. I'm pretty lucky. I'm not going to lie. I outkicked my coverage on the wife deal there. She didn't know what she was getting into, I'll be honest with you. So, story on that. I went in. I used to work at a sporting goods store, and it was right next to the salon she worked at. And she worked there for a while. And then I went and worked for Mike Otten, which was just down the road from the salon. And I would always get my hair cut from the same person. I went in there one day. I'd been dating this girl for like a year and a half. We broke up, and I'd sworn women off. And so this girl's cutting my hair. And she's like, "You fishing a lot, blah, blah, blah?" And I was like, "Nah, yeah, a little bit." And then she said, "Well, Brittany over there, she's single. You should hang out with her." And my wife gives me this wink. They made a country song, That Wink. Well, she kind of gave me a little wink. And about 2 hours later, I'm texting my hairdresser like, "Hey, tell that girl we'll hang out." And then I went out with my friends, and that night I saw her at the gas station. I was getting a can of dip, and she was getting in her car. That was the first time we talked. And then when I got home, I got some liquid courage and some bush lights. I was like, "Yeah, I'll take you on a date." And that was it, man.
Oh, another $10 donation.
Dude, Brian, do it. Okuma rods. Really not bad.
How about, all right, looking for a new crankbait rod under $250. Does Loomis make anything you would recommend?
Not for deep cranks.
How about just for all around cranking?
You can find an E6X like 844.
Yeah, that's what I was going to recommend.
E6X really is not a bad rod. I square billed with one for a long time. I liked it all right.
And did you like it?
Yeah. For the money?
Yeah.
But Carl, I got a local hookup on the Loomis rods. Yeah.
Does anybody got any of those blanks left?
I don't know. They might have some used ones.
I got 2 Bronze Series blanks left. That's it. Blanks.
If I find them, you'll be my first call. But there's a little store here called High Tech Outdoors. They're a huge Loomis dealer. If you will call and ask for Matt Quinn and say, "Hey, I was watching Baitman show, so you got some Loomis rods," he'll beat anybody's price.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
Good dude.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, Shady Banks, the Zodiacs, 7.6 medium heavy.
X Pride makes a good cranking rod. The Shimano X Pride. Now you're looking in that 250 to 300 range. St. Chris, yes, great deals on NRX too. I hope Loomis isn't watching, but he will take care of you. All you gotta do is call up there and say, "Hey, I was watching Baitman stream. Heard you got the best deals on NRX." Now, of course, you got to ship them, but he'll take care of you. Then they go to shows in like Indianapolis and stuff like that. But his big deal is they rig. His other company's called Precision Sonar, or well, that's not really his company, but they rig more bass boats at High Tech Outdoors for Elite Series guys than anyone else. Fritz gets his stuff done there. I mean, but they're closed right now. They'll be opening back up for the Corona, but Fury 705 is good.
Oh, go ahead. What about cranking rod in the $100 to $150 range?
I would go with the The problem is when you get in that range, a lot of companies don't make a really long crankbait rod for deep cranking. But if you just want to chuck around stuff that dives 10, 12 foot, Dobbin's Fury.
Somebody mentioned, yep.
Let's see. St. Croix Mojo rods are pretty dang decent.
Interesting.
I've got the Daiwa Tatula Elites in that 150, 160. They make a good 7.4 cranking rod, and I've got a 7-foot composite Takahiro rod. It's really good for square bills. I actually threw bosses on it, and I like it quite a bit.
Who makes that one?
Daiwa.
Okay, what about the Falcon Lowriders?
Good. Dude, they make a 10XD cranker, a lowrider 10XD cranker. It's very, very similar to that Loomis. It's really close, man. It's really good. I've got some Denali cranking rods I've used. They're not bad. I've actually got a 711 lithium that's like 179. It's a really good 5 and 6 XD rod.
Really?
A little soft for 10, but it's got a really good action. Very parabolic.
Mm-hmm.
I like the handle on it. There's not a lot of crankbait rods I've not messed with. My favorite is I've got a custom built 843. It's MHX blank 843, I think. And dude, for flat sides, it's got the deal.
Dude, I love my 843s, man. For flat side, they don't get off.
I know.
Because I had somebody build me a spinning rod, cranking rod with a Tennessee handle for frickin' throwing my little light flat sides and my SR5 shad wraps. When I'm just getting really super finessey.
I'll be honest, I've got a company send me some rods last year, Sticks Fishing. They're all like $99. They only make like 6 rod models because they want to kind of do the thing just like golf. You don't have 50 different golf clubs. You got a 3-iron through a driver. Dude, their cranking rod is pretty dang good.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's and the reaction sticks. I've thrown 5, 6 XDs on it. I've thrown the 6 cents. I threw Cloud 10 on it. Dude, it's a good rod. It's got the right bend. I'm more of I want the right bend in action versus I want the certain companies. You know what I mean? Now,
yeah, that's true.
If I have my pick, I'm gonna buy a Loomis. Power Tackle makes a really good crankbait rod. You ever heard of them out in Texas, Miss Judy?
No, man. No, what?
Miss Judy makes a good cranking rod.
Miss Judy.
Yep, she owns.
That's like the sound of it. And does she make them?
Yep, they're all handmade down there.
That's what I'm talking about.
I think Cashin makes pretty good cranking sticks. I haven't used one.
Pete Kluzik loves their cranking sticks. I mean, it's a 7. What is it? 711? It's long. He'll throw his like warts on it, man. Yeah, that Cashin rod, he's loving it. And you got to figure if Cruz had something to do with it, he knew what action to put into it, right?
Yep. Hey, listen. Do you have any Lure Jensen Johnny Rattlers?
Yeah, of course.
3-hook version?
Come on, man. You know I do.
Well, a friend of ours just messaged me, said, I know you can come through for me. You know who it was?
Who?
Can you see that?
I can't right now. Hold on. I got to wait for you over here.
Brent Anderson.
No way, man. There you go, man. Johnny Rattler right there. Put me some fish in the boat on my Battle of the Border. Put the big fish in our creel. First frickin' cast. Top 100 teams. Maryland versus Virginia. Me and Billy Kramer came in third, man. My grass wizard friend. He told me, Baitman. He told me. So we're throwing. I'll just say in practice we're throwing Ricos. Walking baits like Sammy's or gunfish or whatever, right? And he goes, now don't bring anything funky because he knows I'm prone to bringing funky stuff out. And don't you know that I didn't even tie on a Rico because I'm like, you've been throwing a Rico. These fish in practice have already seen my Rico. So I'm going to throw something completely different than a Rico. So I bring out the Johnny Rattler and Jet Black. Boink, right to a grass point. I went, rup, rup, and that thing went zit, zit, whoosh, 4-7.
Nick Barrett, $3 make you holla. I appreciate the $3, Nick Barrett from California. See our California boys.
There it is.
They're getting lively. They got to watch some streaming.
No, Shady Banks. It's a single prop in the back, and it's got a high rattle to it. Let me see if I got one out of the pack. Here you go. I got one out of the pack. I'll show you guys. It's up close. So what I do is I cut the hooks off and then I'll put a split ring.
Yes.
It's got that metal thing. Some guys get crazy. They'll take this off. They'll drill a hole and put a little screw in there. But I just put a split ring on that, and then the back I cut the hook off. So there's the back prop, and it's got these little wedges in the side, so it throws a little water, but it's got a nice cup face. So, you know, basically it's a splash prop bait. And listen to it. That joker's loud, man. And they will just uncork on this thing.
Dude, this surge shad. So check this out. This is that Berkeley surge shad.
Show me.
Look what's on the bottom here. Look at that little weight. You think that ain't made to
do something in particular?
Probably it helped throw this bait, and it probably keeps the ass end in the back of the water, making it weight. That's a good look. It's a bonish color with the blue back. I don't really care on a weight bait.
Yeah, man.
Scott Suggs design. And Suggs is an amazing, super shallow water fisherman. He knows the deal. It does come with a snap on the tip. It's a cool looking bait. I didn't have one. I said, well, hell, I need to up my weight bait game. Oh, I'll tell you what they had there. A bunch of O long A's. Did you know that Pose made a whopper plopper?
Nope.
Well, I got video of it, and I meant to buy it, and I forgot. I got to go back to this place. It's a 4-hour drive. I need to go but dude, it was like this long. And it was old packaging. And it was a Pose. I forgot the name of it.
That's crazy.
But it had a plopper tail on it, dude. They had musky
bait. Was it a musky bait? It's a musky bait.
It was it is as big as the plopper 190. It was a musky.
But look, that's how the plopper got started. It was a musky bait. They were catching 5-pounders on it.
Absolutely. So I get a little offensive when, not offensive, I mean, but I get a little fired up when people are like, well, so-and-so's knocking off a whopper plopper. And I'm like, dude, the whopper plopper wasn't an original, just popped in the head. It was a injected version of a musky bait.
It's called the Pose Awaker. Somebody Slime King set that in.
I think.
Or Top Raider.
Top Raider is a different company.
Yeah,
but the old
Ace in the Hole was like a popper.
Yeah. But
yeah, Larry Dahlberg.
Do you have any burpees? The Pose popper, the old burpee?
Yeah, I do.
Dude.
If I can find it, man, I have
blurpee.
To put my hand on that
the
one.
blurpee.
Oh, the blurpee. What's it called? Hold on. Let me see if I got it in my box. I don't know. It might be hanging up there.
I know some guys on Kentucky Lake that still throw the blurpee.
Hold on. I'm looking. I usually have something like that hanging up. Man, I can't believe I don't have a blurpee hanging up.
But I've thrown it on the Potomac and I caught them. I'm going into one of my top water boxes here. Let me see. Spitting image, popping image. Ooh, that's a nice one. Jumping minnow. How about this? How about this Bagley's?
David Lowe says, I know we're talking crankbaits. We're just going off now. You know, we're done the crankbait talk right now, David. Shout out to Beast Coast Battle Flip, best heavy cover jig. That's a really nasty jig. The G-Spro Battle Flip is a really good jig. What's up with all these jig companies now making these compact flipping jigs? You got Beast Coast, Missile Baits, Dirty Jigs.
Oh yeah.
I think we'll see a 6 cents compact flipping jig eventually.
Oh yeah.
Great question, Kevin. What kind of bait man? My name's Kevin. Thanks, Kevin. What kind of retrieve on a weight bait?
Name that bait.
Ooh. Let me see the back of that.
It's balsa, but it has the name. I gotta cover the name.
It's not a Balsa Pro.
Oh, nope. It's a Bagley's.
I was gonna say it's a Bagley's, but couldn't tell you. I'm not a Bagley's historian. That's the one stuff I struggle with.
It's a Bagley's Spittin' Twitcher.
Spittin' Twitcher.
I mean, doesn't that look like the Spittin' Image kind of?
A little bit. I'm telling you, this place had it. Spitting Images, Nichols Lures, Rattle Trap. Never seen one in my life, but they had them. Old package.
What?
So retrieve on a weight bait, I like a just nice steady retrieve. And a tip on a weight bait is I actually like a fast reel because you'll get some that you throw out there and they want to crank. A fast reel, you can get that bait moving and take up the slack and get it waking. And a slow reel, you keep diving. But I like the fast reel to get the slack out. And I keep my rod about a 45-degree angle. Now, like a baby ones minus that are designed to basically bait on the surface, I think you can point your rod at it.
Another Bagley's bait, man. The rattling twitcher.
Who was it that made that? Was it Don Vino? Was it a skimmer or something like that? It's kind of like I'm
a skimmer, yeah.
But it was balsa. It was really thin. Vino
right.
made one.
Crazy, man. So many baits, so little time. It's just nuts, dude. Man, crazy. I can't find it. I thought I had one of those toes in there, but I don't.
I did find these rage bugs because of it's a tequila sunrise orange rage bug.
Oh my gosh!
Put that on some purple jigs. Woo. But dude, what about the black grape? Dude, everybody threw black grape. Now,
yeah. How come nobody makes a black grape? Producto
just sits
makes
on the dang shelf now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Robert, that's right.
Carl says, "What's the best gear ratio for jerkbait?" I use a 6. Some guys like an 8. So I get the slack in.
Shadow Bassett said he wanted a June bug. There it goes. Ichiban Mido. Oh yeah, definitely, man. That's Balsa Pro.
Dude,
Balsa Pro.
Looky here.
Come on.
These were discontinued. I got these for $6.99. They had a wad of them. These are the Excalibur XCS square bills, and this is the real crawl patterns. But they had these two patterns. These are the 2 hard patterns to find, and they are just full of them. This is like your 6 cents Crush 100. I don't know why they call them 200s. It's not 200 millimeters. Check that out. Kind of like that Lava Truce, but and it's that real crawl pattern. Dude, that is smash. These are, you can't even get these. I think these are like, I'm going to go put them on Facebook for like 25 a piece, but I don't want to do that.
Oh, man. Which one is that?
It says the old the Excalibur, not the remakes. These are the old ones.
Yeah, that's with the eyes on the back.
Yeah, this one's called Silent Sunrise. Got the eyes on the back. Yeah.
That's that Excalibur. It's a 1.5 or the whatever it's called. I don't have a wood chopper. I got some super cedars for sure. No doubt about that. Yeah, man, those Excaliburs, man, people want. It's crazy. They closed them out at Dick's for like $2.99.
Yep.
I would just like grab them all in XR50s and the one knocker baits. Oh my gosh, dude. Crazy, man. Yeah, hella bass, you got that right.
Yeah, it's like a one-person operation now.
Wow, really? That's unbelievable.
She works her butt off, but yeah, I kind of got those just because I thought, well, if I don't buy those Excaliburs, I'll end up wanting one eventually, and I'll have to pay some tackle flipper stupid money on eBay.
Right?
I mean, I don't mind buying and reselling. So Baitman, oh, I got to show that one too. Baitman Jr., he put 2 baits in here I didn't know about. One, I'm not really crazy about. An old school bomber, Model A, shallow Model A, clear.
Oh, hold on. Let's have a look.
You want to see if it's a screw tail or not?
Red cards. She had red cards in there, dude?
Tons of them.
Any flat A's?
Yes, but all the good colors been picked through. There's some red card baby bass flat A's, but
I'll repaint them. There you go.
I'm looking. It's clear. It is not a screw tail. It's got the eyelet in it.
Okay, so that was like the transition.
Yeah. That's not a bad color. I mean, Baitman Jr. liked it. What was I going to tell him? No?
Yeah, somebody said that's a good smallmouth color. The boy, he was 8 hours in the truck with you, bro.
But he did pick out a full. He got him a full bait.
Let me see that.
DT6. I don't think they make this color anymore. I might be wrong. The silver? You know, like the full Wee Baits color?
Yeah.
They don't make that anymore, do they?
I don't know.
I don't think they do. I heard someone tell me, dude, that's
badass.
It is. I'll tell you a story about this bait in this color. I fished a charity tournament one time, and Drew Kidd, he'd never really been bass fishing. He could cast. I was catching fish on a crankbait. I was catching them on a Series 5. He said, all I got's this exact bait, this color. I said, well, you can throw it. I wasn't catching nothing, so I pulled out the big worm, started catching them every cast. All of a sudden, he's catching them every cast. He's like, I'm getting bit right at the boat. And what it was, the school pulled out, and I was catching them with the worm, and they were following that fish, and he started catching them on the DT6 in like 18 foot of water. It was crazy.
Oh,
he was never getting to the bottom, but he was catching these fish that
the fish were suspended.
Yeah, and I got enough fired up with the worm so they wouldn't feed. And he just throwing it out there. They weren't big; they were 15 inches, but
so who cares?
But I showed you this on Instagram. We're talking about flat sides.
Yeah,
and I like that DT flat, and I never have had a chance to get this color.
Oh, you showed me that. Sent me a picture of that crazy color. Here it comes, everybody.
Dude, I found this one.
What? That's like the old goldfish.
It's a goldfish with a little white belly.
Mm.
Foil. Yeah, you and Craig Powers have got me where I want to get these foil baits.
The full baits are they're just legit. And look at that sure set hook on that thing. 2 of them.
Yeah, I do. I don't like the sure sets. I want to fish it, but I'm going to take them sure sets off that.
Yeah, that's DT flat. Yep.
You talk about a brush pile hanging son of a gun. Put you some sure set hooks on there, and you won't get through a brush pile.
Isn't that the truth?
I think they did that so you had to buy more baits when you lose them. OG right here. I could not believe I found this.
What you got, man?
OG chug bug, the small one, but look at that color.
Oh, baby chug bug. What color you got, man? I love the
you know me.
like purple. What?
Yeah, dude.
Purple chartreuse?
Yes. Only one I could find.
Yeah, but still, man.
And I knew it. So, number one, the package is a dead giveaway. It's OG. But when they say Storm Manufacturer, Norman, Oklahoma on the back, you got a good one.
Dude, don't even tell me she had some wiggle warts in there.
No. She said, oh, okay, so here's the story on the warts.
I don't want to hear
Japanese guy come in, she said, about 10 years ago.
I can't hear it.
Bought everyone she had. It was over 2,000 wiggle warts. She said all they bought was the old ones. I don't understand why. Bought everyone I had. She said 2,000 of them. It's $6.99.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
Good colors. Did she have the good colors in Illinois? Like
$2. Dustin Taylor. He's been in that shop tons of times. $2.50 a piece.
Northeast bass fishing. Yeah, it depends on what colors you got, but the OG wart, there's nothing like it.
I think that's the thing about the OGs. They run different, but they had some really good phantom colors that no one really replicates very well.
Well, apparently somebody's making the bodies again.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I don't know. And they showed it in the pool.
Yeah.
But it floats faster up. And part of the magic of that bait is when you're worming it by pulling it and reeling and pulling and reeling, that the OG backs out. Now, you can put some suspend strips on it to achieve the same thing, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate Levi Howard's making me some homemade Ned rig heads.
What?
After fishing today, I need them.
What happened? You
it was
lose
just
some?
tough. I'm fixing to show you this Nico rig when I go out. But a lot of guys, Strike King does make a chartreuse purple. They call it Purple Freak Show. I helped design this one.
Purple Freak Show.
I was working at the Tackle Freaks, and they made it out into Purple Freak Show. You can get this on Tackle Warehouse. I like the 2.5.
Dude. Look at that. Have you ever thrown the Magnum wort?
I have. Trolling for sauger. So that's the best sauger bait ever is a Magnum wiggle wart. So
really?
Me and it. I don't know if you've heard of Brandon Hunter. He's an FLW fisherman.
No.
His brother grew up fishing with me. So before Brandon ever cast a bait, me and his brother Jesse would fish tournaments, get beat all the time. But we would go out in the summer and troll wiggle warts for sauger on ledges. And guess what would happen?
The Magnums.
We'd troll those Magnums, and all of a sudden, great big smallmouth out in the middle of the lake. Flatwort was good. I liked it.
Oh, the flatwort. That's a sleeper right there. Yeah, flatwort, man. How about the shortwort? Dude, shortwort.
I want to show everyone a Nico rig hack. I'll be right back. I got to get this off my pole.
Show me a hack. Let's go. I love a Nico rig. You could do it finesse on a spinning rod. You could put it in brush, fire up that school, throw a Magnum out there, throw it on a trick worm. Man, you can Nico anything. I love a Nico rig. David Brown, the Brown Pack. What are you talking about? Subwort. Yeah, Mr. Dweedy, for sure. No question about it. Minnetonka, man. Mag will work. Fish it on braid, rip it through milfoil. Hella bass. Hell yeah. Flat roll.
I tied the best knot ever. Somehow I made a great connection leader knot.
Let's see. Let's see this hack. Come on, man.
If you're ever in a situation like me where you wanted to throw a wacky rig or a Nico rig, you got to have a weight. I did not have a weight. I didn't take nothing but the pole with me, but my buddy had been crappie fishing.
Yeah.
And look at that. It's a 16th ounce crappie head. And I shoved it up in there, and then I bent the hook in.
There you go.
You know how much you can buy crappie heads for? Like
so cheap.
10 for $1.99.
Yep.
I mean,
so I showed that on the finesse special with Travis, man.
But you did that?
Yeah. I cut the hook off though, dude.
I didn't. So I didn't have nothing to cut the hook off.
You know what? Maybe you one-upped me. Maybe you don't need to cut the hook off. And by the way, with all them crazy crappy colors, dude, you could do a chartreuse head.
Well, I got to thinking. I mean, second cast, I caught about a 2-pounder and said, "Huh." And I'd done this before. And then I got about 6 or 7 fish in. My partner said, I wonder how that would be if you painted them like chartreuse. Or...
Yeah, you get orange or, black or green pumpkin. They got a million colors in crappie jigs. And you could buy it cheap. Whole lot cheaper than buying $5 Nico hooks. I mean,
I know.
weights.
And I never got hung up with the crappie hook back there. But, I didn't know you'd done that. But, I mean, guys, if you're looking for some, you want to go Nico rigging? Or wait a Cinco?
Yep.
Throw that sucker in there.
Cheap. For sure, man. Yep.
Dude, I'm telling you, I'm not trying to brag. The dial with spinning reel, it's pretty legit. Is it a Stratic? No. But for the price, it's super light.
Right.
And, that's a 7-foot drop shot rod. Dude, it's amazing Nico rig because, a Cinco and a Nico don't weigh nothing.
That's right. Shadow bass, so you can nail polish them. That's right. Hell yeah.
We should have an Eric versus Brittany nail polish challenge.
On a crankbait?
Yeah, can you put some French tips on a crankbait? She might could do that. The women, they get the long tips. So
there you go. I know you like that color, man. I painted that joker up. My CB250. Come on now.
Dude, it looks good.
Little orange copper flash on the shoulders. That joker right there gets it done.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you, I'm fixing to have
like IMX Pro. Who said that? I didn't say that.
I did.
Wasn't me. Why?
The blanks ain't the same. Those bronze blanks were the deal. I think they lost. I think the actions aren't bad, but they're not the same as the bronze series.
Yeah.
I don't think they're sensitive. Now I will say this: they're a little bit more durable. They got better guides on them. They're more durable, but
okay, that's fair.
That's that's always speculation. Shimano told me one time. I said, "Listen, if y'all will make, everyone's in a throwback mode. We're in throwback. We want throwback. Why don't you make a Chronarch? Just whatever model you got now, but do the pearl finish on it and run a limited run, 2,000 reels.
That'd be cool.
Chronarch MGL pearl throwback. Don't change any internal. Just do the." I said, "You will sell them so quick." Because people remember that old gold and pearl Chronarch. Clayton Jones, $5, make you holler. Appreciate it. Best color for the 3F Harness Babe on Middle Tennessee Lakes. The natural and KP's SCH is really good. I've sent a bunch out to Middle Tennessee, and they all want the color, the natural. Back when I was selling them, but Kyle told me, dude, I don't know about Middle Tennessee. These guys buy the natural all the time. Caleb Morgan, going to bed. I appreciate you, brother. Here you go. Chris Rickard, ever throw the Zoom Balsa 13?
I've got some, but I've never spent any time with it. Let me see if I can find it. It's right back here.
I'll see if I can dig it out quick, show y'all. But I might not be able to. It might be in the other room. Nope, that's the 6th version.
John Anderson, thoughts on the St. Croix Avid X rods? They're great rods.
Oh, there you go.
Very good rods.
Balsa 13 with one hook and hot chocolate.
That's a pretty good one. How deep does that dive?
I'm guessing 13 foot.
Yeah.
But, I mean, when you got a DT, I mean...
Dude, DT 10,
I mean?
DT 16.
Look, can you beat a DT? So this let's just say this goes 13 because he named it 13.
Mm-hmm.
So you got a DT 10 and a DT 14, right? There's no DT 12, right?
Right.
And there's no DT 8. So maybe this fills a gap. I don't know. Hold on. Let me get my DT 10 out. All right. So this is that's a DT 10 versus a balsa. Let me get out my 14. Let me see if I got a 14 here. I'm just curious.
DT 14 is a really good bait. A lot of people don't talk about it because it's overlooked, but it's a really good deep crankbait. That's kind of something I like. Like we said, if my primary target area is 12 to 14 foot, I want something to dive 16 to 17 foot. So if I'm cranking 10 to 12, a DT 14 is really good.
Look, the 13 is bigger than the 16.
St. Crest says Travis is a better crankbait fisherman, just to ask you. Ooh, red crawdad. Now that's a great color for the spring.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
It'll catch them in the summer.
Sure.
Sometimes I don't even know if it's the color. I think it's the way the crankbait vibrates in the water, those bass. Because, dude, chartreuse and blue, it ain't like it's glowing down there in 18 foot of water.
No.
I think it's the, not shadow, but it's the silhouette or something.
There's got to be something to that color, dude.
I think it's the gills, man. It's the gills. But I do know blue is the last color on the light spectrum to go away.
That's right. So blue has got to be one of the more effective cranking colors deep. That's probably why
I think I ought to just paint a solid blue. All right.
Yep.
Got questions here. Have I tried the Zuma Big Boss square bill? No, I haven't. I'll be honest. When it comes to square bills, I'll try them, but I've always been a Lucky Craft square bill guy, Strike King, 6 Cents, Jackal Aska. That's a freaking nasty one. And then and then pretty much after that, I'm balsa. I'm gonna go throw wooden stuff. You know what I mean? I'm growing my collection.
You gotta like the E1.
I meant to buy that one on eBay. You remember I sent you a pig? It looks like a baby pig, but there was no name on it or anything.
What?
I'm pretty sure I sent you. It looked like a baby pig.
Did you send that to me?
Yeah, and you said, well, I can't tell. There's no name on it.
Oh, no. A true baby pig would have, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't know who was making it. And I was like, who, for $20, I would have put a flyer on it.
I mean, right. Because, I mean, Stickman remade the baby pig, and it's a damn good imitation of it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he
can't find them. I've been looking for them.
You ain't find any Stickmans yet?
Mm-mm.
I mean, he raised his prices. I think, like, as he started to see, like, the baby pig from Culture Cranks going for like $40-$50, he raised his price to 25. You used to be able to get them for like 15, 14.
25 is not bad. Listen,
no, that's if you can get them.
Yeah.
If Culture Cranks puts them up on eBay or like on his Etsy site, I forget where he does it.
Someone was telling me about the Phoenix composite rods. I have used those, Eric. They are really good. They are really good. They got some really big guides on them. But other than that,
who makes a Phoenix rod? I don't even know.
Phoenix Rods makes Phoenix rods. They're one of the biggest blank builders in the United States.
What?
Yeah. You'd be surprised at some of these companies that are selling rods that are Phoenix blanks.
What about the DT Fat?
For the money, it's good.
Yeah. What about that old Bomber balsa?
So yeah, Mike's Tackle had a bunch of them with the ones.
Sleeper?
Yes, they also had the Model A's, the Square A's with Build Ants on the package.
Wow!
I didn't even know they made that bait.
Neither do I.
But they had them.
That's crazy.
I'm telling you, we got to do a tackle tour. All these YouTubers, they're doing pond fishing. I want to go East Coast to West Coast. Someone give me 5, 10 G's. Let's see what I bring back.
Oh yeah,
I think you would hit some shop in like Montana
that just had some good
that
stuff.
had the old stuff, man. That there's just not that many fishermen there, but they had the And you know, driving through Illinois and Minnesota and places like that.
Man, is there anything better than walking into a tackle store? And there's a few in Maryland that I was able to get some like the Risto wraps and then some of the Ireland made Rapalas, you know, and get them in some of the super bright chrome foil. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh my gosh, man! And you just see it had dust on it, man. Just people were ignoring it and look over. Yeah, I'm just grabbing stuff. Old cotton cordels in the right colors. I mean, you know, stuff like that. They're just not making it anymore. I don't know, man. But that would be a fun thing to do because is there anything better than a great tackle find? I don't know.
Especially it don't even have to be worth a lot. If it's something that you like that has sentimental value to you. You know, like I always say, I love the Lucky Strike ringworms, dude. If they had them, I was surprised I didn't find those. If I would have ran into a couple packs, I'd bought them just because.
Sure.
But I think the cool thing about what I do on YouTube and you, I like, and Travis does it too, is, you know, I'm not so centered around, I want to help you catch fish.
Yes.
The baits are the star here. We're just lucky we got them. You know what I mean? People want to see that stuff. I mean, people that are fishing now that are 18, 21 years old, they had no clue what a Bengal lure is or a Producto worm or, you know, didn't realize Mr. Twister made like the first grub.
Oh, yeah, man. Right? I mean, that's the OG grub.
Yeah.
I can remember catching some of my first farm pond bass on the Mr. Twister OG grub and that clear chartreuse. Remember that? Not the milky chartreuse, that clear chartreuse. And then they had that, what's that crazy grub with all those little, what's that called? What is that thing called? Not a single tail grub. It's like has multiple wings on it.
Twister tail.
Yeah, is that it?
The tri grub or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Dang. How about the old jelly worm? Weightless. Make it a corkscrew with a swivel on the front.
Yeah.
That damn swimboard. That's a technique that probably would still work today. Cast that thing out and just reel it in. Have that thing corkscrew with a little swivel in front. Shoot.
I think we got up to about 600 viewers tonight. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little disappointed. I got used to the 1,100, 1,200, but that's okay. I think it's just, man.
What happens?
I think a little bit it's YouTube algorithm. You got to hit it right.
And
then there's other people streaming. Like, you know, little Darian in his short shorts are streaming. He's doing a big giveaway. That's cool.
Yep.
I'm not going to lie, Eric. I will get a little disappointed if he decides to brand Saturday Night Live because I've been doing it live on Saturday nights for a long time. But you know what? That's okay.
Who's going to brand it? No, you're the only guy streaming on Saturday night.
Not anymore.
Who is now? Who else?
Darian is fishing.
Oh, really?
He's a young kid. He's a good guy. But you know what? So I messaged Travis. You know, I messaged you the other night and said, hey, I'm going to stream after Travis. Don't want to step on. You know what Travis' reply is? Dude, I don't care. Everybody's streaming now. You know? He said, what am I going to tell you? No. He said, but I know you're not doing it for an intent to, like, knock me off. Like, that's your deal. You know, so. But I'm not, you know, like I said, I'm not going to be able to do much streaming anymore. This is going to be, I'll do Saturday night and maybe Thursday night if I don't work overtime.
Oh, yeah. Hold on, I got to show Dan a quick bait. I got a quick bait over here to show. Where did I put that thing, man? Dang. I just got it. Man, where the hell is it? Oh, there it goes. Look at this little sweetie I picked up, man. I did some trading. This is a mutt.
Oh, that's nasty, and I've been wanting that color really bad.
Dude, how about that?
Oh.
WEC mutt. That's he made it in 15. So that's a newer bait, but in 15. Don't see that color often, man. That was for who was that for? Jim's Variety Store. People are talking about candy stores that have great lures and stuff.
Uh,
Salisbury, North Carolina, the candy distributor had a tackle shop in the back.
Really?
Old 60s, 70s, 80s Norman's, Bagley Bomber, and Rebel crankbaits. Dang. Baxter, what's your next bass boat?
If I get one, a Phoenix
Really?
721 Pro.
That was for Ethan Rickard. There you go.
I really like a Phoenix 721 Pro.
Yeah, man. Where are you going to buy it from?
I don't know. Probably ACS Marine.
Where's that?
It's right down the road from me. So the co-owner of ACS Marine's co-owner of Phoenix Boats too.
What?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, you want a deal? They got a good demo for sale right now.
Yeah.
I actually want I mean, I'll take a Skeeter too.
What color is it? The demo.
It's black with some silver, I think. It's either black or blue with silver.
Well, I like blue. I'm partial to blue, man. I got to sell my Skeeter.
You ever listen to Steve Kennedy talk about his boat wrap?
No.
Like, I wrapped it in a tiger scheme, not just because I like Auburn tigers, but I'm thinking of what a bass looks at when he looks out of water. I want it to be camouflaged. I always said, why doesn't somebody get a mirror wrap? It's just a mirror, and it's a reflection. So when they're going down flipping bushes or something, it just looks like a bunch of bushes. You know what I mean? People drive by and it's reflecting the water. They don't even see the boat.
That would be wild.
That could be a hazard, though.
Do you think the bass boat industry, do you think there's going to be any casualties in the bass boat industry coming up?
Yeah. I think you're going to see some casualties on the angler side, too.
Do you think there'll be any boats, do you think the used boat market's going to do well, or do you think the new boat market's going to have some crazy deals come September? Because people that placed orders, you already took delivery or just taking delivery?
Well, like the Triton rumor thing, and I had someone call me this week and say, "Hey, man, I know you said rumor, but that's pretty much the deal. They're going to shut down. They're going to shut down the fiberglass side of Triton, and that Ranger. They built a new plant, but supposedly the new plant is going to house Triton aluminum and Ranger aluminum, and they're going to mesh into one plant, and then the fiberglass is." They're going to fulfill dealer orders and any new orders up to a certain date, and after that, it's. I mean, I know dealers and people that
no more Triton fiberglass boats.
I know guys that are trying to order parts for Triton fiberglass parts and stuff that buy and resell boats, and they're like, "Dude, we haven't been able to get parts for months." I mean, we saw the writing on the wall.
What?
Skeeter's back open. Their factory's open, but I think you're going to see some dents, man.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll tell you a boat that's severely underrated.
What's that?
An Allison.
Really?
I know there's
that's a racing boat, man.
They're racing boats, but dude, I rode one not long ago. God dang, that sucker rode good.
Did it?
Mm-hmm. They don't build a lot of them, but when they build one, it's good.
See, I'm looking for the best, smoothest, comfortable ride in tidal rough water. Because when I'm in tidal water, it's a little heavier because it's got some salt influence in it.
Get old,
you know what I mean?
Champ 210.
Well, no. Who makes the Champion hull anymore?
I believe so. Charger?
Is it Charger?
I think so.
Based on the Champion? You ever remember the Storm boats?
Uh-huh.
Out of Okeechobee. Was it Okeechobee? Made for the Big O, right? My buddy ran a Storm, and he ran trim tabs on the back.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, he could get that dude just oh, man. When he trimmed it right, it was crazy nice in rough water. That was ridiculous. Where's the Charger made out of? Texas?
Missouri, maybe?
Missouri?
Yeah. Remember, there were some Missouri boats. Chargers one, then you had Cobra. Remember Cobra?
Oh, yeah.
That's what Matt Allen used to run for a long time.
Cobra. My buddy in my club had a Cobra. What about the new Blazer?
Blazer. Aren't those basically a bullet hole with lower end top cap?
What about the Camus?
I haven't rode in one, but I've got two buddies that said it's the deal, man.
Why?
It's got, Earl. I'll be honest. To me, it's a new version of a Javelin.
Oh, the Camus.
Mm-hmm. It's got a Skeeter ass end on it, and it's got a Javelin front end.
So Bass Cat makes a 203 hybrid that's part Champion Hull. Interesting, from Lynn Moss. Didn't know that.
What do you think about Bass Cats? I think they're fast.
They're fast. I don't like how narrow some of the front decks were, but I know they make different front decks now. I think they got some of the best glass work in the industry. Their finishes are second to none, in my opinion.
Yeah, dude. I've seen some custom Bass Cat colorations down like. Here's the only thing I don't like about a Phoenix, and this is just my opinion. Opinion. They would look better if it didn't look like a third grader did the graphics on them.
That's true.
Like, I've seen some, I'm like, okay, I don't really. It's just. Now, I've seen them beautiful.
Do you like those things up front?
I actually like the old ones where it looks like it had the Iconelli shark teeth on it, you know?
Yeah.
I like those a lot.
Yeah.
I seen a beautiful Phoenix on Kentucky Lake today. It was white. All the pinstriping was white. All the normal Phoenix stuff was white, but it had red pinstripes on it, and it looked sharp. That's the thing. They have some, I'm like, man, don't like it. Then they got some, I go, that is beautiful. They have some gunmetal gray ones. I've seen the gunmetal gray with some black pinstriping. Man, I
bet that's looking good.
And they've made some really good blue and white ones.
Oh, blue and white's my jam. Cobra became legend. That's right.
Yep. But, bass boat industry's weird, man. I feel like, I've rode in a Vexus, the VX21. It is unreal smooth riding, not fast. I love the layout, the storage, the live wells. $100,000. Dude, my house don't even cost $100,000. I live in a decent house in a nice subdivision.
So now here's the question. Is that boat company going to make it at $100,000 price point?
I don't know how many more fiberglass ones they're going to sell, but dude, they are rocking that aluminum big time.
So that's what's
dude. I seen 3 on Kentucky Lake today, and I'm like, whoa.
I rode in one. I demoed one. So a friend of the family, she's working for a boat dealer, and they knew I'm a bass fisherman. So the guy called me up, and we're thinking about carrying these Rangers, and so I rode in it. Man, I was impressed. It wasn't the smoothest ride, it was a little jarring.
I mean, hey, wavy, but anyway they cut it, it is an aluminum boat.
Right. What's it cost? I don't even know.
I think a 2080, you can get it fully rigged out for about $45,000, maybe, right at 50. Damn. But then again,
but I mean, shit, can't you get a glass boat for 50?
Dude, my buddy David Genevico, you ever heard that name? Kentucky Lake Hammer. He's a good friend of Brent Anderson. I don't know if he sold it. He's got a brand new TR21X Triton. He was wanting $50,000 for. Got 6 hours on it. One of the best deals I've ever heard of.
You were frozen. Wait, you were frozen for a second. Go back. What'd you say? Your buddy, your Kentucky Lake.
David Genevico, he had a Triton TRX 21 Elite or whatever the new TR21 is.
Yeah,
like $49,000. 6 hours on it. Black, blue, beautiful boat.
Dang.
I just don't, Nate Swan says working man can't afford a new fiberglass. You can if you want to make 30 years of payments on one. Or sure. What do they do? 20 years now on a bass boat?
That's a lot.
You're not paying on the interest till about year 15. I mean, you're interest paying. I've done that, dude. When I bought that Skeeter, I had 10 years on it. I sold it after 7 years, so I was paying on the principal by then, but still, that was a long time.
Yep.
The thing about bass boats, guys, either buy a new one every year or they buy one and hold on to it forever.
What's the Shadow? What's the Shadow boat? I don't even know. Who makes Shadow?
I've never even heard of a Shadow.
I haven't heard of it either.
90 miles an hour.
What?
Huh. The fastest one I've ever been in or been around. God, what's the name of it? Not Dynatrack.
I thought
Stroker.
The Alston was, man.
You ever been in a Stroker?
No, man.
That's a racing boat, really, is what it is.
That's crazy.
I have been in and seen the new Ballistics. That's a nice freaking boat.
Yeah.
They only are making like 10, 15 boats a year, all handmade in Idaho, out of all places.
Yeah.
Dude, Lee Livesey's is nice.
Really?
Because they make a 21 or 20 footer with a 300R racing motor on it now.
All right, let me ask you a question. So everybody's running either Mercury or freaking the Yamaha show. Okay, you got some Evinrudes out there.
Yep.
But how many people run the Honda? Apparently, that is like the bulletproof engine. True or not?
Charlie Ingram ran a Honda for a long time. This is what I was told. If you get a Honda, you're not going to go fast, but your motor is going to last forever. It may outlive you, is what I was told.
So if you're buying your last bass boat and you don't care about,
I'd probably put a Honda on it or a Suzuki. One of the two.
Suzuki.
Yeah.
Suzuki. Even more reliable than the Honda? Or
I don't know about it, but that Honda's good.
Man, can you find Hondas?
It's hard.
Like
I feel like at one time they had a few, more than one or two guys running them. Like the old FLW team boats had Hondas on them.
How come nobody runs Honda? What happened? They just didn't get into the bass boat. Are they more like, I don't know, man.
I think Suzuki's, I know a lot of guys that got Suzuki's on their carp fishing boats and stuff. They're like evidently bulletproof motors.
I mean, that's kind of what you want, because I mean, every time I'm turning around, somebody's got a problem with their new Mercury 4-stroke. I mean, Yamaha, the show went through problems there for a while, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Jesse Wiggins runs a Honda.
Yes,
there you go.
Yeah, dude, Wiggins is a good crankbait fisherman.
Yeah, he is.
She's a really good crankbait.
Jesse Wiggins talked about his shaky head, man, and I cannot find this damn shaky head hook. He does not like a cross eye.
Mm-hmm.
He wants a 30-degree bend in it, and he wants the eye straight up and down, not cross, not laying flat. He wants that ring eye straight.
Mm-hmm.
And he says he gets it, you know, and his brother catches more than he does on it. He says he doesn't even rig the damn worm straight. What's up with that?
You ever notice, like, there's a lot of elite pros and stuff like that don't rig their stuff on straight. They don't want spring locks or nothing. It's just got a big, kink in it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But who pours that? Not cross eye, straight eye, Gamakatsu 3/0, 1/8 or 3/16 sounds damn shaky head.
I have no clue.
Anybody out there?
Yeah, if y'all find out, let us know.
I want a straight eye, 30-degree bend, Gamakatsu or Mustad long shank. Yep. Dang.
Let's see what was
Steve Hardy. No, haven't had any issues with my new show, but I had an issue with my old show in the semi-national finals down on the Chickahominy River. Let me down day one, man.
Dude, I'll tell you this: I had the HPDI VMAX.
Yeah.
Never had an issue. I mean, nothing. Yeah. Guy that bought the boat blew it up like the second week he had it.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of what was he doing to blow it up. I mean, I ran the dog piss out of it, ran fine. It's interesting. You said something about people having problems with the Mercs, and people were like, "Whoa, I never heard that." Dude, I've heard a few guys that are having some issues.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest. Every time a new motor comes out, it takes them a while to fix the kinks out. They can test it and do whatnot, but they're not out fishing tournaments and fishing hard on them every day.
That's right.
Remember the Ficht? When the Ficht came out and they blew up like 100 of them in one tournament, FLW tournament.
Oh my!
It was so bad. It was crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, if you ever see a boat that's got Evinrude Ficht on it, just walk the other way. I would not take my chance on that.
What was the problem with it?
Power heads, man. The power heads were bad on them.
That's brutal.
Best motor I've ever been around was the old 150 Johnson Fast Strike. You remember that? Carbureted motor, dude. Those old Fast Strikes, they run. Ooh. Whoa, barking spider here.
I heard that barking spider in there, man.
Ah, man. My head feels really weird, by the way.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, ethanol, man.
It's 11 o'clock. It's midnight over your place. I think it's about time.
It's
time to sign off.
I got you, bro.
We didn't hit 1,000 viewers, but that's all right, dude. We had a lot of fun as always. We talked some deep crankbaits, some old crankbaits, crankbait rods. What we're going to talk next week?
Man, you had the bait show rolling too, man. That was pretty cool. You brought out some OG stuff you found in a tackle store, blowing my mind. Dude, red card stuff.
I'm going to get this video edited up this week, guys. And Eric, you got to watch this. Now, I didn't film me. I filmed a lot of Baitman Jr. walking around. He was so excited. So excited.
Oh, man. I can't wait to see that, bro. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Dang, man.
Great show. I'm going back to work, but I saved some content I could have put up this week because I was like, man, I won't be able to stream, so I need to have some stuff. Bow fishing, Matt Robertson, this tackle store, and do what else. But I just want to let everyone know, appreciate their support. I am going to stream tomorrow before I go to work. I got to do some giveaways. So if you didn't get in those giveaways, Get them. You can look some videos back. If you order from 6 cents between now and tomorrow afternoon, send me a screenshot. And if you order some 3F fishing, send me a screenshot. I'll put you in for a drawing for some baits. We'll get that taken care of.
Hey, Baitman, they want you to show your head, dude.
All right. There it is.
Nice, man.
That feels weird, man. That feels weird, not going to lie.
Yeah, it's Mike's Tackle World out of Decatur, Illinois.
That's it, man. So,
yeah, man.
Dude, I'm going to jump off here. I've got to clean this thing. I need to do a tour of the bait room.
I got some crazy stuff out too, man. So, but hey, man, I enjoyed it. Thanks for having me on, man.
Yeah, man. Anytime I got to jump off here and make the old thumbnail. So,
all right, do it up. Do it up, man.
Thanks, Eric. I'm going to go ahead and just disconnect the Skype. So,
all right, do it up, man.
Thank you, brother.
All right, man. Have a good one.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning back on to the bait show. I'm going to jump off here.